Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. 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 Oh, chat, what did I do? I did something wrong. I did something horribly wrong. Oh no. I gotta read all this shit again. Oh no. Yeah, I did read through all this. I thought I was like, damn, y'all are quiet. I'm like, holy shit. Oh man. Damn. That okay, that's my fault. I'll take that on the chin. That's my fault. Hello. Yes. Okay, good. All right. I figured it out. I had to update. I'm no joke. I was talking to myself for a solid like 20 minutes and I was like, "Damn, chat's real quiet tonight." I was like, I thought y'all were just like vibing out since some ZB1, they left you speechless. I was like, "Damn, this is great." I was like, "I'm going to get through this tonight so quick." Now I'm Now I'm regretting that. Well, we're back. Thank you. Normally I don't have this many technical issues, but here we are. I only got through the first song, and then I was like, chat's being really quiet. I was like, let me check Discord real fast, and now I know. Um, I read the overview and all that stuff. I was like, damn, Sarah's being real quiet now. I'm like, that's not. I'm like, this isn't good. Now it makes sense. I was like, okay, so I had to click something where I was like in like I had to update OBS, and then I realized that I had enabled bandwidth testing mode, which I was like, wow, it's so clean. It's good. Now I got to redo it. We're going to speed run it. We're Listen, I got it down to a science now. All right, so we're back. Thank you again. If you are here and you're new, I don't have this many technical issues, but it's been a rough weekend, So we're here. We're here now. It's okay. We're here. So ZB1, an overview. I'll read it real fast for those who don't know. This is a great way to come back. Yeah, I think. Listen, I'm an overachiever here, but ZB1 is a 9-member group. Again, if you've missed out, we have been covering a ton of Boys Planet stuff, so this is great. They debuted on July 10th of 2023. Obviously, they were voted in by fans. They are currently serving a contract of 2.5 years under Wake One Entertainment. Um, the members of the group are Hanbin, Kim Jiwon, Zheng Yao, Suk Matthew, Kim Tae, Ricky, Kim Gyuvin, Park Gunwook, and Han Yujin. Uh, their fandom name is Zeros, and they are currently the record holder for best-selling K-pop debut in history, with their mini album "Youth in the Shade" selling over 1.24 million copies in the first 24 hours. I made a comment saying how cool that is. I will still say that is fucking awesome. Zhang Hao also made history as the first non-Korean person to win first place on the South Korean Survival Idol show. Sarah says, I'm wording this carefully because Somi won Produce 101, but she is half Korean. That is true. She is Canadian and Korean. Hanbin also has the longest streak of first place wins on Produce/Planet series history, ranking 6 out of the 7 times in first. Was shown. The only time this streak was broken was that he won second place in the finale. Zero Base One also won Best New Male Artist in Mama's 2023. Best New Artist for the same thing. Rookie of the Year for Bonsang in 2024 Seoul Music Awards, and among other awards, Zero Base One is currently the best-selling and most awarded fifth-gen K-pop group. Very nice. Obviously, y'all know who the members are. I could read through some of these things, even though I literally went one by one. I'll keep it on there for a little bit here. Kaylee says it's okay. Repeating stuff helps you remember better. That is true. Repetition. Sonja, yes, we are back. Thank you. I realized that I stupidly did not hit the you need to go live to your homies, and I didn't do that. So here we are. Um, Very nice, very nice. I was not hiding. I just made an error, you know. Here we are. All right, we're gonna move on to Kim Ji Wong. Very nice. I was very stoked on some of the other stuff as well. I did not. I don't know if we've covered NIX, but I thought that was really cool about Ji Wong as well. So pictures are fire. I love the pictures. Um, I'm trying to think of what I thought. I think Ji Wong was probably the most interesting that I didn't know. I didn't know any of this stuff, to be fair, but like it's cool to see how much stuff they were all part of prior to ZB1. So very nice. Zhang Hiao is next. I love that he played violin. I don't know. Sarah can let me know if he's done any violin playing on ZB1 stuff, but that would be really cool. So if he, I know they don't have a lot of time left, but it would have been cool to hear maybe some violin on a song. I feel like that'd be ridiculous. I don't think they've done it, but a boy can hope, you know. Sarah says he hasn't had the chance to, but I wish he could. Yes, that'd be sick. Kelly says we saw the performance he did with Lucy and Violent. I do remember that. That was also that was fire. That was fire. But I wish he was on a if he got like a little bit of a section in a ZB1 track. Lit. That'd be so sick. So we got Seok Matthew. I kind of had a feeling he was like either from like North America, because I feel like Matthew is like obviously not very Korean. So I thought that was cool. Shouts to Vancouver. Would love to visit Vancouver someday. All right, so we've got Kim Tae next. I thought that was cool. He did do some YouTube videos in his free time. I thought that seems insane, because I also do YouTube videos in my free time, but my level is not nearly as antiquated as his level. So kudos to him for doing that. That's awesome. It takes a lot of time. So Sarah says they aren't anymore, but I wish I could have seen them. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. All right, we'll keep it moving to the next one. I'm trying to give enough time for each one. We've got Ricky, my guy, the Riz man. I did think it was cool he performed at Millennium Dance Studio, and that he majored in fine arts in high school. That's wild. Man oozes the talent. So Sarah says he was hometown hero this last weekend at KCON. That would make sense. I imagine Irvine isn't really that far away from LA, if I'm not mistaken, if I know my geography correct. So very nice, very nice. I was gonna say Irvine. That's what I thought. I knew it wasn't like terribly far away. I know LA is massive, so I didn't want to like just guess, but I had a feeling. So, all right, we've got Gyuvin next. That was interesting. He was a backup dancer for Tempest. I'm not obviously familiar with Tempest, but that must be a high honor. So, cool stuff. They were at the same level. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Sarah. All right, we've got Park Gun-wook. And he also was on a survival show. Okay, that's interesting. So that he was on 2 survival shows, and this would be, and obviously Boys Planet was the one he won and he was a part of. So that's dope. Very nice. Love to see it. Love to see a winner. He was just a little baby on Wild Idol. That makes sense. I mean, considering he's from 2000, his birthday's from 2005, but I kind of imagined it. So very nice. All right, and we've got Han Yujin. It's interesting there wasn't much. I mean, I guess it makes sense as well too, because he was born in 2007, so I guess there wasn't really much. Like, I imagine he's the maknae, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe he just didn't have as much stuff prior to doing Boys Planet, which is fine. Hey, good for him. Kaylee says, I didn't know Gunwook was under Jellyfish. Oh, very nice. I did notice that as well. I was like, interesting. Sarah says he started training as an elementary schooler. I don't think that was even really a person. That's fair. That's fair. Very nice. Some fun facts here. Jiwon impressed me, being a part of 3 different generations of K-pop groups. I thought that was very interesting. Um, what else did I think was very interesting? The Hanbin thing about the debut of the In Bloom. I thought that was pretty fucking crazy. That was. I hope he gets paid what is due to him. You know. I mean, I went on a whole little rant that they'll never make it online, but we gotta pay for that boy's degree. Let's go. But I thought that was interesting, and I also thought the several members revealed Boys Planet was their last attempt entering idol industry. I'm always very curious, like where like people land on that, because like obviously, you know, you love for people to kind of debut and be a part of a group, but like you also see like the sad part about it, where like if you get to a certain age and stuff, you're just like, oh well, am I still considered relevant, or like still have like that? And I would like to think, at least for groups now, I feel like getting older is like obviously just like a natural part of life, certainly, but I also feel like too, like there's a lot more groups that are a little bit like more on the older end of scales, like after they get through like their military service. So you know, I hope that that becomes a thing where, you know, after they go through the military, or like, you know, they have to be in a group prior to them doing military service or something like that. So hopefully that allows people to kind of open up and not feel like as like beat down that they can't be in an industry, you know. So we shall see. We shall see, you know. Maybe that'll be paving the way, but very nice. We're gonna keep it moving here. The next one, obviously, I'm not going to talk about because I ran through and read the whole thing, but we already know Boys Planet. If you've been hanging out for the past like month plus, we've been talking a ton about Boys Planet. So, and we probably will continue to talk about Boys Planet after this week anyway. So, come join. Would love to see you. But, Biscuit, hello, thank you. You missed all the fun of me not knowing I was streaming for the last 30 minutes. We are getting into the first video, which is Here I Am. Sarah says, I added this video because I have a massive Boys Planet brain rot, and I want to share it with y'all, which we have listened to this song so many times, but we'll listen to it again because I actually enjoy this song a lot. So excited. Let's let's get into it. I will say I never realized how much fucking leg movement is in this dance. Like, I know there is, but like seeing it is wild. Kudos to you, Sarah. All right, very cool. This was ZB1's Here I Am, the title song for or signal song from the Boys Planet show. Very nice. Um Sarah says this dance is so hard, learning it was a beast. Connie says it's honestly one of the best signal songs. I agree. Sarah says looking at this like, whoa, there's so many boys in this group. There's a version of this dance with 90 boys. That's a lot. That's true. I did watch that. We've watched that a lot of times, which makes sense because we obviously delved into Boys Planet. But I'll keep it brief because I've probably have talked about the song at least 3 times now. I still think this is one of the best Signal songs. I petition that I should be checking out the rest of the Signal songs to see where my barometer's at. But I don't know. Every time this comes on, I'm like, damn, this is a fucking good song. And that's like legitimately the first thought that crosses my mind every time we listen to this song. I'm like, this is a fire song. Like, this is so good. I mean, like, I'm surprised I haven't listened to it more, honestly. But like, I feel like anytime we cover Boys Planet groups, I feel like this one inherently I can hear it like muffled in the background of anytime we've covered a group at this point. So I probably have this song ingrained in my head somewhere. So, it is what it is. But I love this song. This is a great track. I think that's probably about my most surmised version of it. If you'd like to check out longer versions, go check out the first Boys Planet Part 1 video I did. I talked about it way more in depth, but it's still so good. Gunky says, I agree. It's the best Signal song. I don't really like Signal songs, but this one is good. Listen, it's just got the major key vibes down to a hit. You know what I mean? It's fun, energetic. It gets you pumped. I feel like I think it's all you need. All you need from a Signal song. So, Sarah says the Planet series really have really good Signal songs, and this one is the best. Ooh, let's go. All right. We're on the same page here. We love to see it. All right, now I can actually start doing this. This is great. All right, first, Youth in the Shade, a ZB1's debut mini album. Youth in the Shade was released on July 10th of 2023 with the title track In Bloom. In Bloom samples parts of the melodies of Aha's 1985 Take On Me. I do remember this. I think I have listened to this one. This is like one of the only title tracks I think I've listened to from ZB1 on video, but I'll listen to it again, of course. In Bloom netted the group their first music show win on the show on July 18th, with the song earning 2 more music video wins by the end of the promotional period. The promoted B-side for this album is New Kids on the Block. So, very nice. We are zooming. We're going to get on to In Bloom. Right? Okay. Do I skip over this next video, Sarah? Oh wait, there's 3 videos in this one, including the groups. Okay, cool. All right, just want to make sure. I didn't want to jump over it. You're guiding the ship tonight, so.
The feeling of excitement and fear in the darkness.
Oh, that's sick. Their visuals are wild.
I'm falling slowly.
너도 여기 있어?
I don't know what lies at the end, but I will run towards it. It's time to make it real.
Is it a new start or the end?
I like this, whatever this is.
내 가장 눈부신 지금을 너에게 줄게.
That's a cute dog. Holy shit. That was me for this stream tonight. I didn't, Sarah. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I think we're just gonna roll into the next one. Let's go. This is In Bloom.
아침이 와 어제와 달라진 눈부신 light 눈을 뜨면 움츠렸던 꽃잎은 피었나 가장 아름답게 세상을 다 물들여도 영원한 건 없네 결국엔 모두 시들 테니 난 운명조차 change 향해 on my way 놓치지 않게 chase yeah it's all because of you 난 그저 모르는 채 반복해 day after day 결말은 변함없대 또 난 달려갈게 난 믿어 내 안에 face 모든 게 변해갈 때 내가 가장 눈부신 지금 너에게 줄게 My day 시작과 끝은 너 너에게 줄게 흔들리지 않고 피어난 꽃은 없어 너도 알잖아 오지 않은 내일은 생각 안 할래 너만 생각할게 가장 아름답게 세상을 다 물들여도 영원한 건 없대 결국엔 모두 시들 테니 난 운명조차 change 내 향해 온 my way 난 그저 모르는 채 반복해 day after day 결말은 변함없대 또 난 달려갈게 난 믿어 내 안에 face 모든 게 변해갈 때 내가 가장 눈부신 지금 너에게 줄게 My day 시작과 끝은 너 너에게 줄게 힘겹게 뜬 내 첫걸음이 떨려온데도 멈출 수 없어 for you and me 널 향해 매일 더 달릴수록
Bridge is so nice. I like this.
알고도 겁없이 뛰어들어 더 깊이 빠져들어 네 입술 끝에 그 비움만 내 영원히 지지 않게 불러줄래 cause you're my way Come on 난 그저 모르는 채 반복해 day after day 결말은 변함없대 또 난 달려갈게 I'll give you every first 처음이자 마지막 love 내가 가장 눈부신 지금 너에게 줄게 My day 시작과 끝은 다 내게 줄게 Cause of you oh. Yeah, it's you
All right, very nice. This was Zero Base One's In Bloom. If you're hanging out for the ZB1 Part 1 deep dive, thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. I have listened to this one. It was probably about, I want to say like a year and a half ago now at this point, maybe a little bit longer. I think it was like when Sarah like first started joining the lives and stuff. But I really like this one. I have not come back and listened to it since that time frame, just because in the chance that we go back and to, obviously do ZB1 deep dive at that time. I did not want to delve into more of their discography, but so this one's been a long time coming, certainly. But I really love this song. I feel like I again haven't listened to it in a while, so it's still it feels fresh now listening to it. I do appreciate like the usage of the sample in the song. Like, I do appreciate the fact that they didn't try to just like copy paste the like melody over. Like, obviously, if you're familiar with that song, which I feel like most, if not a majority of you are familiar with that, Aha's Take on Me, I do feel like it comes across very well, and like obviously a memorable part of that song. But at the same time, I do feel like it also takes on a life of its own in some way in this track, where like they use it as kind of like a jumping off point for the song. Like, the chorus, I think, is still phenomenal, even though it does continue that like do 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 like melody choice, which is still memorable in that aspect. But I do feel like they put a new flavor, a new spin on it, so I appreciate that a ton. And it isn't just like them just forcibly putting the sample in there. I also really love like the vocals in this song. I believe I mentioned that the first time around, but the vocals on this was just so good. And I still feel like the melodies in the songs and the way that they put the hooks together are just so much fun. I think they got a really good knack for where all the members kind of need to sit in the song, and I think they do a great job of utilizing them to a very varying degrees, but in like good ways. I would say probably still my favorite part of the song, and I remember when I first listened to it, I really loved it, and I probably still love it just as much, is the bridge of the song. I really do feel like it breaks up the song in a really nice way. Not that it felt very divisive, I guess, in terms of like the rest of the song, but just like there's just a nice reprieve in that bridge that I really appreciate. And like they're able to kind of like, they're able to kind of shift the language of the song a little bit more. And then once you get into that final chorus, I feel like they kind of, hit you with the full circle moment at the end, which is great. There's like some really good rapping parts towards the end of the bridge. And then I think also like a little bit more ad-libbing towards the end of the song, I think just really adds to that extra flavor to the track. But yeah, I still feel like this one is one of my favorites. I would imagine this is probably still going to be amongst high on the list of my favorite songs, just because I think the melody choice and like the hooks on the song are just unmatched. So I still love this song. And like I said, even though I've listened to it probably like a year and a half ago, not 2 years, it's still a damn good song. So really nice. Sarah says Brendan could feel it in his soul. A madman me would come along into the. That was honestly before we thought about doing the whole like 100,000 channel points thing. So you were before that. So you're in the prehistoric eras of streaming. So appreciate you, Sarah, for sticking with myself for that amount of time. It's impressive. So. Sarah also says Take on Me is so iconic, but they took that melody and built on it to make something new that didn't feel derivative. That was, stole words right out of my mouth. Sarah says ZB1 do a lot with drum and bass, which can get a bit repetitive, but with me, the break in the bridge is like it creates room to breathe. Exactly, for sure. I think we kind of got to the same ending point, even though we talked about it in a different way. So. But yeah, incredible stuff. Like I said, I still feel like this one is one of their strongest songs, in my opinion. So I'll die on the hill. I'll die on the hill. So very nice. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is another performance, and this is New Kids on the Block, which is the B-side we talked about. So let's check it out.
Feels like new kids on the block. anti-hero. We're going straight to the top. 감출 수 없는 vibes. We're the new kids on the block. Hello rookies. 회색 비디 거리를 전부 뒤집어 놔. We're the new kids on the block. We're the new kids. 휘몰아칠게 좀 더 정신없게 느낌만 따르는 넌 뜨겁고 차갑게 오가는 feedback 날 사로잡아가 널 세워 맴도는 수많은 questions 조차 널 원하게 될 테니까 방심한 순간 널 덮칠 내 반전 무너져 barrier turn on radio drop it drip it now 눈부신 나의 불만 난 you and me 망쳐 이 거리 oh 망설이던 속도를 더 높이 Hit the road break the mirror 나가줄 수 없게 We're going straight to the top 감출 수 없는 vibe We're the new kids on the block Hello rookies 회색 빛 이 거리를 전부 뒤집어 놔 We're the new kids on the block We're the new kids higher oh to the top da-da-da-da da-da-da-da yeah 고민은 skip 달려가 and we never come down feels like new kids on the block yeah we're going up going down 뒤섞이는 sound so hot so fresh and coolish we're the new kids we're going straight to the top 감출 수 없는 vibe we're the new kids on the block we're the rookies 회색 빛 이 거리를 전부 뒤집어 놔 we're the new kids on the block we're the new kids da-da-da-da we're the new kids on the block singing da-da-da-da we're the new kids on the block
Hey, very nice. All right, this was Zero Base One's New Kids on the Block. Very nice, very nice. I don't want to give more thought to it, but honestly, it kills me. I will say the two comments, Sarah's comment back to back. Sarah says, "God, they look like babies," and Call's comment, "I'll confess, every time I hear this song, I think they're saying a mucus on the block, and now I can't unhear it either." So, Udi says, "Now I can't hear it any other way." I was gonna say, now I can't. It's crazy, like how your brain makes you think about things in a certain way. You know, like that's just wild. Like, no offense to ZB1, obviously. Shout outs to the homies, but man, listen. I think it's all good fun. You know, like obviously still love the track, but there are like it just reminds me of like any like misheard lyric videos. You know what I mean? So it's great. Gives me a good laugh. I like the song. I thought this was great. Really vibey, really fun. I will say like the choreo, they're so clean. Like I mean, obviously I feel like that goes without saying, but just like seeing them like move in formation in such a like very like cohesive and like clean fashion is just awesome. You know what I mean? It's like a well-oiled machine, you know, and I feel like obviously, you know, I don't know what they're, you know, if they're more so known to be like a like dancing, you know, more like dance motivated or like more singing. Obviously their singing talent's great too, but I do feel like in terms of like the musicality of the song is just really fun. Like it seemed like one of those songs that if they performed in their live catalog, which I imagine they would have, and you know, maybe still do, I don't know if they still do, but I feel like this one just has like a great like live crowd energy to it, you know? So I would say in terms of their like performance aspect, it just seems like a very involved song that not only I feel like highlights their choreography, but I feel like it's just a song that I feel like is very representative, maybe more so of their live performances. I will say like song wise comparatively too, like the title track and this one are like pretty different, you know, like this one's got more of a chill dancey beat to it, and I feel like the first one does as well, but like like it just like the hooks on the song musically are just like so fantastic. And this one's got good hooks, but like if we're trying to like compare the songs like apple to apple here, I feel like we've got an apple when we've got an orange, which, hey, listen, some days I want the apple, some days I want the orange, you know? So, I could definitely take both in stride. I like both of them for different reasons, but if I like had to choose, I'd probably choose the title track just because it's more my speed. But I felt like the choreography definitely in the song was like ace. So good. We love to see it. So someone just says we all can't unhear it. Yeah, it's okay, Cal. Don't feel too bad. It was good. It's all good fun. Sarah says their leader was a professional dancer, so I'm pretty sure dance practices are really intense. I would agree that seems to check out. Someone just says I agree the choreo was good. And Sarah says, I'm pretty sure this is a We Dem Boys choreography. Very nice. Shout outs to We Dem Boys. Great stuff. All right. I think we are migrating back to the playlist, I believe. So here we are. The next one is Melting Point. ZB1's second mini album, Melting Point, was released on November 6th of 2023 with the title track Crush. Crush is ZB1's only Korean title track not to have any music show wins. Very interesting. My best guess as to why is Jungkook's Golden album released the same week. Hey, fair enough. The promoted B-side for this album is Melting Point. Very nice. On March 8th of 2024, ZB1 released a video titled Our Season Music Drama, which features the song Our Season, originally released the previous year on ZB1's debut album Youth in the Shades. So we are doing some more. So very nice. And Sarah says, okay, so Crush MV has a lot of flashing lights, so if you are photosensitive, be aware of that. Hey, listen, we told you, chat. So we're gonna get into it. ZB1's Crush. Okay.
It's okay, here I am. You make me so supernatural.
Huh? All right.
습관처럼 너를 찾고 버릇처럼 너만 감싸 축복이다 생각할게 당연한 일인 걸 이제 내게 널 향한 devotion 너라면 내 yes sir If you want me I'll be there You're my destination Break up down 너만은 Never down 지킬게 써줘 발표도 It's okay here I am You make me so supernatural
This pre-chorus is wild.
너를 본 순간 빠져들어 rush 넌 말곤 전부 사라진 my world 모든 시간에 오직 너만이 가득 차 내 모든 공간에 오직 너만이 가득 차 흉기내 잡은 네 손 이제 놓지 않아 It's time for us to fly 이제 내가 너를 지켜 부딪혀 Crush me 날 부셔도 날 지켜 Crush me 무너져도 날 버텨 Crush me
Okay, there a little bit of ad-libbies over top. Nice. All right, very nice. This is Zero Base One's Crush. Um, wow. Okay, we're getting into meat and potatoes. Like I said, I haven't delved beyond the title track for ZB1. We've gotten some B sides, so like I'm familiar what they could do with the B sides, but this one I haven't heard. So this was first impressions certainly. Um, wow. Okay, I will say probably the first adjective that comes to mind for this song for me is unique. And obviously, unique can be perceived as both good and bad. I'm going to say unique in a good way. Not that I feel like it's bad by any stretch, but to me this is a very unique song, right? Like, and to throw another adjective in the mish, I feel like it is a teeny bit, in my opinion, I feel like divisive. Like there's some people that I feel like are hard standing this song. And I feel like there's probably some people that are just like, this isn't for me, and I just don't. I'm not feeling it, right? And that's fair. Hey, you know. But I will say for this one, I really enjoyed it. I at first I was like, what are they cooking up? Like we've got this really, like Sarah pointed out, they use a lot of drum and bass in their music, and I feel like this one is probably the most, um, the most interesting usage, but also the most straightforward way of using kind of that drum and bass beat. But I loved it. I thought the first verses, like the verse 1 and 2, were just so nice. Like they have this like really like serene sort of calm to them, but like just have like a really good beat behind them. So I love that. The pre-chorus, I will say, at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this as much as I thought I was going to, but once we got into that second pre-chorus, I was like, am I wrong? Am I wrong for assuming that I don't like this, right? Am I going off first intuition and not really trusting the process a little bit more? Um but I like it. I definitely like the second. When I got to the second pre-chorus, the second time around, I enjoyed it more. And I feel like that's only going to build more. That really interesting like vocal run. It's like that interesting like high, like low to high chromatic run that like I know Hanbin did the second verse, but like it was very interesting, and I think it really cuts through the song super well, and I like that. Also that really interesting, I think Khaled pointed out like this like pots and pans sort of sound, but that's truly like I don't know what it is. Like it is kind of a little pots and panny. It kind of gives a little bit of like I know a lot of like a lot of island music typically uses like a lot of like interesting snares or like toms and stuff, and I feel like they took a lot of that like drumming influence from that song. So it was very interesting, very like dynamic, very fun. I like kind of the bright tonality of that. I think it offers a really unique kind of juxtaposition to the song. So I think that's great. The chorus in the song is slamming. So good. I will stand this chorus. I like that. That was really sick. I did like it on first jump, and I probably enjoyed it even more so the second time around. I will say the unsung hero, I think, of this song is the bridge. I feel like that was probably like the perfect way to have like really interesting dynamics throughout the song, and then again having this sort of breath of fresh air in the bridge, and then really kind of hammering it home again with a full circle kind of moment with that final chorus. I noticed that they've been doing that with like I've only listened obviously 2 title tracks so far, but I've noticed that's a trend. I'm curious if that is going to continue to remain in the foreseeable title tracks that we'll be listening to. I loved a lot of the ad libs at the end too. I think they could have been turned up in the mix just a smidge more. They're good, but like I was really hoping for a little bit more on the punch, and I didn't really get it, which is not, I don't think, an offense to ZB1. It's just maybe more so the mix could have been punched up a little bit more. But beyond that, I thought this was great. I definitely feel like, to me, this is probably one of those songs that's going to grow on me a lot more. Like, definitely had some interesting thoughts on it first go around, but I do really enjoy this one a lot. This was a fun ride, certainly, if to say the least. So very nice. Let's see what we've got here. Connie says love crush. Cal says crush my pots and pans, baby. Let's see. Harmony says, hey Sarah, remember how I said a good bit of their songs, while good, are just not for me? This is absolutely ones that I love. And Sarah says, hell yeah, that's a totally fair opinion. Glad you're here, Crush, Queen Crush. Very nice. Hardy says, I'll never skip this one. I will always be one of its defenders. Always. My comments on divisive is for sure registered here. Sanjay says, I could see why it would be divisive. Yeah, on first listen for sure. Kala says, I feel like a lot of people got into ZB1 because of the song, so it is divisive, but also very loved. Fair enough, fair enough. Sanjay says, I feel like I would need to listen to it again before I say whether I like it or not. Uni says, the pots and pans part really reminds me of Skrillex's Xena. That's, yes, a shout outs. That's a phenomenal song. I love to see it. And then Sarah says, oh, so fun fact, Dora is the writer on this track and the next one we'll listen to as well. We love Dora, shout outs. And Sarah says, okay, so the title tracks and B-sides of this album are so wildly different. It's like total whiplash. Okay, well, I'm ready for the whiplash. This is, I believe, Melting Pot. Melting Point. Melting Pot is a place to eat. So Melting Point, let's check it out. I was too stuck on the pots and pans.
What happened to me? 많은 사람 속 너만 보여. 활짝 걷는 네 눈이
So different.
마주쳐 피어나는 flash.
I like it though.
하늘을 따라서 반짝이는 starlight. 설레는 can't stop it, baby. 시간이 흐를수록 네가 더 좋아져. 난 설레는 순간. Mail for you. 왜 이렇게 좋지 너? 너만 보면 내 맘이 roller coaster. 고장나간 자꾸만 네 옆에서 너가 내려 작아져도 feeling alright. 다시 다시 심장이 rush rush 두번이 rush rush 뜨거워져. touch touch 손짓에 hush hush 순간에 rush rush 녹아내려. 기분 좋은 떨림 얼어붙은 맘이 dripping dripping into you. 따스한 눈빛 포근한 손길 햇살처럼 내 맘을 비춰와 넌 어느새 사계절을 떠나본 시간처럼 여전한 내 맘을 담아. Stay with you.
Ooh, great falsetto.
너만 보면 내 맘은 roller coaster. 고장나는 자꾸만 네 앞에서 녹아내려 작아져도 feeling alright. touch touch 심장이 rush rush 두번이 rush rush 뜨거워져. touch touch 손짓에 hush hush 순간에 rush rush 녹아내려. 하얘진 세상 속 반짝이는
Gorgeous bridge.
눈부신 오늘 밤. 왜 이렇게
Like the Z choreo. I saw that.
너만 보면 내 맘은 roller coaster. 고장나는 자꾸만 네 앞에서 녹아내려 작아져도 feeling alright. touch touch 심장이 rush rush 두번이 rush rush 뜨거워져. touch touch 손짓에 hush hush 순간에 rush rush 녹아내려.
All right, very cool. This was ZB1's Melting Point. Very nice. A couple comments here. We've got Cal says crazy whiplash. Connie says, this is my song. Let's go. Sarah says, I think I've listened to this song like 9 times in the past 2 days. Let's go. You had to do your research, which I already knew you had planned, but it's on point. Cal says, I want all of their clothes in this MV. They look so soft. Agreed. Connie says, I was obsessed with this song when it came out. Sunja says, I can hear Adora in this one. I was going to say that. Shout out to Queen Adora. She is so good. I love her. I love her actual music and her way to integrate herself in some of these songs is just so sick. Everyone was vibing out with it. And Sarah says, the shot of Terre in the mirror with his hair pushed back reminds me of Boys Plan's backdoor when the internet realized he was hot for the first time. That's fair. That's fair. I like this. I will say, agreed on the tonal whiplash. Definitely totally different songs, but I like that. I think that's kind of like the magic, I feel, to some degree, of K-pop. But I definitely like this. I think it's maybe just because, again, my like love of the more current and modern groups, like to some degree, I feel like this stems from like my love of like and this is not a comparison by any stretch, but like there are certain elements that like I can hear and again are transferable, but like some of the ways that like New Jeans stuff kind of sounds or like Islet stuff sounds with like a lot of those like 808s and like the way that the song kind of pushes in that way, like pushes and pulls. I feel like a lot of those groups kind of tend to use those stylizations, and I felt like ZB1 is another one that I think I would incorporate in that party there. Certainly, I love the way that the song kind of tugs and pulls at you in different ways. But I will say probably my best adjective to describe this song, I think, is very textured. This song is very fun. I think not only on the vocal aspect of things, but I also feel like instrumentally wise, it just got so many different layers on it. I love like the violin plucks, like the way that the 808s kind of punch throughout the song. Some of the synth choices, like the way that their vocals are used. I feel like you've got some like great mid-range tone. You've got a little bit of falsetto tone. Like I think they did a great job of kind of mixturing and like kind of utilizing those textures very well and in a fun way. I love the bridge. I'd probably say, again, another phenomenal bridge. Again, great reprieve to like a lot of the stuff going on in the song. I think you do need those, and they have been able to kind of shift those songs and like the way that you feel about the songs very well. So I love that they've got kind of the finger on the pulse on that one. But yeah, overall, I thought this was another really phenomenal one. Definitely very light, very textured, and I think it just does an interesting job of showing them off in a different way, where I feel like the title track showed them off in a different way that you wouldn't expect them to kind of sound. So great stuff. I thought this was another phenomenal song too. Gungi says their debut song is still my favorite from what I've heard tonight. Ooh, okay, fair enough. Sarah says it's funny you compare them to girls groups. I've heard ZB1 referred to as a boy group for girl group stands. Yes, I can see that. I can see that. As someone who, again, I kind of shift between. I feel like there's definitely some guys groups that I listen to, and it's funny because like my girlfriend and I were talking about this. And I was just like, yeah, I'm like, not that I don't like guys groups. Like, obviously, I do enjoy them, but I just feel like girls groups, like, there's just a certain sound that they like hammered into my head, and I'm like, damn, I love that sound. Maybe it's just like copium to some degree, but like there's just a specific sound that I feel like girls groups hit, and I feel like there are some guys groups that do a great job of like that. But like if I'm thinking of like guys groups, I'm thinking of a fucking pumped up song that's gonna be like make me excited, you know what I mean? So, and that's fine. I mean, hey, I have tons of guys groups that I've loved that we've covered on here that I still go back and listen to it. But yeah, Sarah says if you're thinking of Crush, not this. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say definitely Crush would get you motivated, but like this one's great. Like I said, I would absolutely go back and listen to this one again. 100%. So as you know, no disrespect to what ZB1 does. I feel like they're very chameleon-esque in what they're capable of doing. So love to see it. And when he says that's true for me so far, I would agree. You'd love this whole album. Okay, well, I'll throw it on the proverbial listens. And Sarah says especially Kids Zone. Ooh, okay. I'll have to check it out. All right. I think we are moving on to the next one. This is Our Season Music Drama, which is, I think, the next video to watch. So let's check it out.
현우가 괜찮아?
나 친적 없는데?
형 어때?
진짜 좋은데요?
That's a cool guitar pick. If it is a guitar pick. Kind of looks like one.
마이크 차고 갈게요.
수많은 밤을 지나 마침내 여기 똑같은 이름 아래 하나가 된 우리 여태 달려온길 바랬던 꿈이 이제 현실이 돼 쓰여질 스토리 수줍던 Monday 뜨겁던 Sunday 우리가 되기 위해 지나온 날들 아직 좀 서먹한 너와 나 앞으로 잘 부탁해 오늘을 기록할게
it was a guitar pick.
3, 2, 1 항상 바라고 바라던 곳으로 Let's go 우리의 길선을 려갈 시간으로 마음껏 달려봐 higher 한나란 이름 그 앞에 놓인 길 위에 마주한 너와 나 아직은 텅 빈 우리의 계절에 멋진 이야기를 채워가 언젠가 오늘 같은 날에 웃으며 꺼내볼 수 있도록 우리의 첫 페이지가 된 이 순간 시작돼 Our season 빛나는 추억 속에 되감아본 타임랩스 기대돼 우리 다음 페이지 아직 서툴고 조금은 어색하지만 네 모습마저 그리울 걸 maybe They don't good, they don't bad 언제나 서로의 위로가 돼 우리 무서울 게 없지 맘을 가득 채운 passion 긴 새벽을 태워 아침을 또 깨워 어느새 두 발 아래 같은 색을 담아 오늘을 기록할게 웃어자 3, 2, 1 항상 바라고 바라던 곳으로 Let's go 우리의 길선을 려갈 시간으로 마음껏 달려봐 higher 한나란 이름 그 앞에 놓인 길 위에 마주한 너와 나 아직은 텅 빈 우리의 계절에 멋진 이야기를 채워가 So far, so good 서로를 믿으면 돼 yeah We are Our season Spring, summer, fall 사계절을 넘어 Our season 어떤 계절보다 더 찬란하게 빛날 Our story Winter Spring, summer, fall 사계절을 넘어 Our season 어떤 계절보다 더 찬란하게 빛날 Our stories
Wow. Okay, cool. This is ZB1's Our Season. If you're hanging out for the ZB1 deep dive, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Sarah says, now I have to figure out how to explain the ZB1 lore. Yes, you do. If I could guess, I like to try to guess. Is it that they are basically living like? Is it that they're in a parallel like life? Like there's two different like the members have two different like versions of themselves. Like one that is like in ZB1 and the other one that's kind of living like a normal parallel version of their life. That's what I got. I don't know if that is the case or not for the MV, but I felt like, you know, there's definitely some like peers in terms of like obviously them showing them living and doing normal things with their life, and then obviously the other part of them is like part of some sort of like show or like, obviously group of some sort, because obviously they're all dressed up and stuff at the beginning of the MV. So if I've got it right, cool. If not, then I'm more confused. Sarah says, simplest way I could describe it is ZB1 members aren't real people, but the collection of characters who long to escape from all of the universe's fates would separate them to stay together forever. Very interesting. Okay. That's interesting. That's it. That's an interesting concept. I feel like that's very deep. That's like you want to live this like out of body experience kind of a thing, like there's things that like, very interesting. That's a very introspective way of thinking about things, I think. But Kyle says, reminds me of Play's concept almost. That's fair. Okay. Very nice. Sarah says, it's not super pronounced, but you will run through it through the MVs. Fair enough. Okay. Song itself was very solid. I don't think that I have anything. I don't really have anything where I'm like, man, this is like a crazy song. I feel like to me is very like very run of the mill, and that's not a bad thing. You got to have a song that I feel like isn't just like blowing your like brains out in terms of like being like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I feel like this is like the tried and true, you know what I mean? Like this is the type of song where I'm just like, wow, like if I want like really solid melodies, if I want a great chorus, like if there's things about the song that I just like want to enjoy and just kind of vibe out with, like this is probably one of the songs that I would put on my playlist in terms of the vibe. But and maybe it's again because I don't understand the significance of the song, or maybe like the lyricism doesn't I didn't know it they were referring to lyric wise, so maybe that might kind of give me a different perspective on the song. But I think musicality wise, like it isn't going crazy, right? You know what I mean? Like it is very very straightforward, and I like that about it. But I think vocally this was also very good. Like I said, it's a very good song. I just feel like to me, like I maybe don't understand the deeper meaning of the track, or like lyric wise, like I didn't see it. So obviously maybe in my head I have to like read the lyrics, kind of get them to like a little bit more of a consensus for the song. But I didn't think it was bad. I enjoyed it. I feel like every ZB1 song we've listened to so far I've enjoyed. So that's not a bad thing by any stretch. So Biscuit was commenting on Sarah's comment saying, oh, I didn't know that they had lore. That's cool. And Sarah says, I cry to our seasons on a regular basis. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Listen, I feel like if I've listened to something and I know the deeper meaning, you bet your ass I'll be probably crying. So very nice. All right, we're going to move back to the playlist, or PowerPoint, excuse me. The next one we've got here is Sweat. Sweat was released as a single / pre-release for their third mini album on April 24th of 2024. Matthew's Mood TikTok amassed more views than this MV in less than 3 days, which the group mentioned during their Mama Live their post. I did see this the Matthew Mood TikTok. That's great. We love to see it. All right. Very cool, very cool. All right, well, I guess we'll get on to the next one, which is the Sweat. So, I can go 2 more slides. Okay, perfect. All right, You Have Me at Hello. The title of this next mini album was hinted through all the group's streaming album covers with the highlighted words "You Had Me at." Found the digital covers of Youth, Shade, Melting Point, and Sweat. Ooh, wow. Okay, fair enough. That's cool. Did not notice that, which again I haven't checked that out, so that makes sense. But wow, okay, that's very cryptic. I like that though. It's a very interesting way of going about it. And then the final slide for this one, You Have Me at Hello, ZB's One's third mini album, which was released on May 12th of 2024 with the title track Feel the Pop 1 for music show music shows. Very nice. I don't know why I was gonna say wins. 1-4 music shows. Very nice. Sonja says music will do that. Hit you in the feels. Oh, absolutely. Listen, I've cried my ass on here, Sonja. You don't have to tell me. Sarah says, for so long we've been complaining the streaming covers were so ugly. Then it was like, oh, they meant something. Jess says, to be fair, they aren't exactly amazing to look at. Yeah, I mean, listen, to be fair, I wouldn't have never put this together, but I do appreciate I do appreciate the kind of thought process, right? Like they're really playing 4D chess here, so I can live with that. You know, are these the best like photos I've seen of like albums? Absolutely not, but the process was there, and I respect that. So very nice. All right, well, let's get into the first one, Sweat. Let's check it out. Sarah says, now we got good streaming album covers, so I'm happy. Hey, let's go. All right, let's get into Sweat then.
발에 맞춰 너와 나 and I feel like boom 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 yeah 놓칠 수 없어 너와 함께한 groove 설레기 좋은 time
Oh.
you me 이 순간 네 맘이 춤춰 oh baby I'll make you sweat 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 널 내게로 burn it up 네 손길로 turn it up oh baby I wanna sweat 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 날 내게로 dive into 날 따라서 이대로 everything 빰빰빰빠담 빠담빰빰빠담 today 하늘에 누가 들어 dancing with me 빰빰빰빠담 빠담빰빰빠담 올라타 지금 우리 rhythm from our heartbeat 지금 이대로 느껴지는 열기 음악에 몸을 맡겨 이미 너와 난 out of control 거부할 수 없는 gravity 우리 앞에 펼쳐진 galaxy 달려와 노래는 harmony 내 맘을 적셔 stay with me 놓칠 수 없어 너와 난 feeling good 따뜻한 기분 fly you me 이 순간 온 세상이 춤춰 oh baby I make you sweat 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 널 내게로 burn it up 네 손길로 turn it up oh baby I wanna sway 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 날 내게로 dive into 날 따라서 이대로 everything 빰빰빰빠담 빠담빰빰빠담 저 태양 아래 누가 들어 dancing with me 빰빰빰빠담 빠담빰빰빠담 올라타 지금 우리 rhythm from our heartbeat 멈추지 마 태양이 져도 영원히
Ooh, that transition was clean.
함께 곁들 춤을 출 거야 아낌없이 내 초점은 you 보여 something new 우리 rhythm에 물들어 two of us oh baby I make you sweat 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 널 내게로 burn it up 네 손길로 turn it up oh baby I wanna sweat 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 날 내게로 dive into 날 따라서 이대로 everything 빰빰빰빠람 빠람빰빰빠람 손색 틈 없이 빠져들어 dancing with me 빰빰빰빠담 빠담빰빰빠람 하나가 되는 우리 지금 from our heartbeat sweat
All right, very cool. This was ZB1's Sweat. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Phenomenal. This is like a very phenomenal summer song. You know what I mean? Like catchy, fun, bright, exuberant, you know, good stuff. I love to see it. I will say, given the naming convention of Sweat, I was a little concerned on how they were gonna make that catchy, but much like I feel like a lot of K-pop songs where I'm like, ooh, I don't know how they're gonna make this word catchy. They did make that very damn catchy. I'll tell you what. I never thought I would be saying sweat and sway together, but here we are. We're vibing. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. This was great. I think it's undeniable on how like infectious this song is. It's got a really good hook, especially again in that chorus. I feel like that chorus is gonna be stuck in my head now. That like rum bum bum but I just love that. I love when they do that, like kind of like, I don't want to say it's scatting because it's not really, but like I love when bands like any artist incorporate that sort of like vibe in it. There's just something very like universal about it, but just is like so much fun to sing along with. So definitely appreciate that a ton. Again, y'all know I love a good bridge, and I feel like this one is another phenomenal bridge. Though I will say, whoever is doing the vocal pop off in that final chorus, oh, so good. Like being able to hold that note for such a long time and with such grace, you know, there's just something really, really like, there's something very demanding and very like clarity driven about like that final chorus. And I really love that. I think that I might actually enjoy it a little bit more than the bridge in the song. But yeah, this one's a phenomenal one. I feel like if this is one of your favorite ZB1 songs, you're loving it. Sarah says, I think it's Terre, the part you're talking about. It probably is. Let me see if I can go back. Yeah, it was like this section where like they had like obviously that like big vocal pop off moment towards the end. Like it was like just before this ended here, and then it was like, yeah, it was like right here. Whoever this is standing to the right hand side. I think it's Terre because I know Hanbin was I think at the front. So yeah, okay, cool. It was Terre. Shout outs to Terre, man. I already knew he was a phenomenal vocalist, but man, that he was fucking going ham. So I love that. Very nice, phenomenal song. I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying phenomenal, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Connie says, "Oh my god, I love this song." Cal says, "Love this one." Very nice, very nice. Sarah says, "Love this song and this video so much." Hey, let's go. Yeah, great song. I like I said, no critiques, no notes. Absolutely. Very cool, very cool. We're gonna keep it moving though. The next one we are going to be checking out is Feel the Pop, which is the title track, I believe. So let's give it a listen. Damn, Ricky with the fucking red ass hair.
그렇게 쳐다보면 pop 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 going crazy 망설임 pop pop poppin' poppin' We never stop 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 한 번뿐일 지금을 pop pop one and only 딱 좋아 지금 이 심장 뛰는 온도 Count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 0 생각은 놓고 baby come on 이대로 즐겨 baby just ride 이 순간에 ride with me
Cool harmonies. Love that.
심장이 터지듯이 pop 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 going crazy 걱정은 pop pop poppin' poppin'
Okay.
You never stop 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 나와 같이 내끼리 pop pop poppin' poppin' La 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 zero pop with me zero pop pop la 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 zero pop with me Sip it up 자꾸 넘치는 그 짜증 던져져 먼 곳에 눈앞에 없어질 모든 트러블 날려나와 함께 everyday
Zippy zippy 이 순간 뜨겁게 감각을 터뜨려 I got it 그 순간 너의 그 질관을 열어봐
Feel it 선명하게 Feel it 느껴도 돼
고통은 순식간에 fade away
Baby just ride 날 꽉 잡아 ride
Falsetto tones are nice.
끝까지 몸을 맡겨 pop 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 내겐 crazy 두려운 pop pop poppin' poppin' We never stop stop stop
This final chorus is hidden.
내일도 pop pop one and only
All right. This was ZB1's Feel the Pop. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. I'm gonna double down on what Sarah said earlier about that ZB1 is like the guys group for girl group stands. Because this song feels very girl group and I'm for it, you know? Like I'm starting to connect the dots, you know what I mean? I'm starting to connect the dots, you know, like my brain, girl group, ZB1 are starting to like morph together in the brain. I feel like the Spider-Man meme where I'm pointing at a girls group and then being like ZB1. Sarah says, "Feel the Pop is that bitch. You should have heard the crowd during this at KCON." I was gonna say this must have been absolutely insane. It gives like I will say as a title track, this one definitely gives live performance. And that's not to say the song isn't good. I like the song certainly, but I feel like there's levels, right? Like I feel like there's some songs where you're like, this is a good song, but like I can almost sense the potential of the live performance. And I feel like this one is kind of like one of those songs where I'm like, I can envision the live performance aspect of the song. But I like this. This was great. I think I was just so thrown back by Sarah's comment earlier that I was just like, wow, you know, I'm maybe I'm standing ZB1 now at this point. But I really liked, I don't know if it was, I want to say it was either synth or like an arpeggiated harp sound, but I love that, like I love that sound. It just is very like pretty and like very like serene and like glassy, but I think it fits so well with like this very like 808 like bumping sort of drum and bass beat at the bottom. And I didn't think it was gonna work, but I really did wind up enjoying it a ton. I will say the chorus in this song is so good. One thing I noticed more specifically about this song than I think comparatively to the other ZB1 songs that I've listened to is there was so much more harmonies in this song. Like I think they definitely stacked out the vocals in this song in a way different way that I appreciate. Like there's a lot more like falsetto tones, there is a lot more harmonies. It just felt like there is like a different kick to the song that I like, and I appreciate like the different types of like musical variation through the song. I would say probably my favorite part of the song was absolutely that final chorus. They brought it home, certainly. Like those really, again, ad-lib runs at the end with the falsetto tones cut through the mix super well. It kind of cuts through that really, again, that heavy drum and bass sound that they've been utilizing very well. But I love that. And then again, like the really like major key happy tones, I think shoot them very well. Definitely appreciate that a ton. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a great track. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Also, I have to give a shout outs to Ricky for the insane red hair. Lord knows I could never do that, but kudos. That was an insane look for him. So, let's see what we got here. Connie says, "Okay, sorry, but this song, this is a song that I absolutely don't like. I think it's because I don't like the chorus part." That's fair. Hey, listen, everybody has their perspective on it. Sarah says, "How someone predicted like months earlier that this would be Cowboys and tennis is still a mystery to me." Holy shit, that is like some like some like you know, foretelling the future there, right there. That's insane. Sarah says Gunwook's cowboy outfit is still a top 5 Gunwook look in my heart. Hey, let's go. Kala says, Given is just vibrating his way through the chorus, still gets me to this day. That's fair. And then Jazz made a comment about Sarah's thing about somebody predicting the MV. That's wild. And Sarah says, I'm pretty sure Feel the Pop is their second most streamed track on Spotify. That's fair. I could see that. I can see that. And Sarah also says, Wake One, please let Ricky dye his hair for the last album. He wants it so bad. I hope he gets to. That would be sick. But very nice. We're going to move on to the final one of the three that we're listening to here. Good So Bad, I believe, is the next one, which I think I'm okay to listen to. So let's schmove on. No, okay, never mind. I'm glad I saw that before I decided to bully my way through it. Okay, only 2 videos. Okay, anyway. All right. CB1's 4th mini album, Cinema Paradise, was released on August 26th of 2024 with the title track Good So Bad. Good So Bad won 5 music show wins. Wow. Throughout its promotional period, the promoted B-side for this album is Kill the Romeo, which I believe we have checked out, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like Kill the Romeo we have listened to. So I have heard that. That's why the name of the song sounded familiar. So very cool. We are now going to get into Good So Bad. Let's check it out.
놓치지 않으려 애쓸수록 그 아픔만 깊어질 뿐이다. 그러니 놓아 그녀를.
When you hear the rhythm, start to move.
Okay. Ooh, love that run. Great run at the beginning. Holy shit.
Wanna know 내가 해줄 수 있는 것들 Making me feel good 원하는 뭐you're so bad 어떻게 날 변하게 해 It's so good 오늘 누가 말해 그녀를 놓치지 마 눈이 부셔 This love got some 위험한 매력에 빠져가 넌 돌이킬 수 없는데 갇혀있고 싶은 거야 너만 좋으면 I'll be okay Tap tap 심장에 손대 만져보면 알 텐데 이렇게 뛰는데 이런 저녁이 나면 널 위를 날아서 보여주고파 고민하지 마 do or bad 그냥 나만 믿으면 다돼 다시 놓치지 말아야 해 너의 어떤 순간 내가 함께 일래 왜 넌 다른 곳을 보는데 내 맘 아프게 하지 마 Wanna know 날 붙잡을 수 있는 것들 Making me feel good 원하는 뭐you're so bad 어떻게 날 변하게 해 It's so good 오늘 누가 말해 그녀를 놓치지 마 눈이 부셔 이 모든 얘기 혼자만의 꿈인지 아니라고 해줘 그저 너와 함께 있고 싶은 걸 그게 다인 걸 왜 눈물 나는 사랑하는데
Love the panning. Wow.
Making me feel good 원하는 뭐you're so bad 어떻게 날 변하게 해 It's so good 어느 누가 말해 그녀를 놓치지 마 눈이 부셔
All right, listen, we got a man. Ricky is. We got. I'm just kidding. We'll keep Ricky up there. Anyway, this was ZB1's Good So Bad. Very nice. Sarah says, so you can see the lore here too. They literally break the computer and the boundaries of the aspect ratio to stop their story from ending so they can stay together. I did see that. That was cool. I did pick up on some of the I remember some of the lore aspects, and I was like, oh, okay, that's very interesting. Um, it's cool how they like. I like that it's not. And I'll go on my rant for a second about like the lore for a moment. I do like that it doesn't like I appreciate that like it's not in your face. Like there's something about it that I appreciate, that there's something cool about it being very much in the background. Like it isn't something that you would see like typically as a lore forefront. Like I appreciate that it's like little subtle details a part of some of their MVs where you're like, oh shit, wow, like their lore is still very, their lore is present in that aspect. So I thought that was cool. I like that. I don't think I would have picked up on that other than like obviously I know the computer broke and like the lens frame cracked at the end, but beyond that, I would just be upset because like my computer blew up or like my camera lens broke, So, um, but Kala says also all the comics on the wall in the dance room are them, I think. And Sarah says also so cruel to make the lore for a temporary group, but Wake One has never been that kind. So whatever. I was gonna say that Wake, from what I know about Wake One, it is sad. But to talk about something that's less sad, this song, I like this song a lot. Sarah says this is one of, I think they said it's the only one that isn't okay. The only title track that isn't drum and bass. I cannot speak tonight. Which I love. I think this is definitely one of those songs that I'm gonna go back and listen to again because I enjoyed it so much. Y'all know I love a good kind of like funky. This kind of pulls from like funky like 80s pop music, and like in the best way. Like it's kind of got like this really cool kind of like it's got this really cool kind of like very retro feel to it, and I appreciate that. The synth choices in this were beautiful. I think they really added like another element to this song that I really appreciate a ton. But man, their vocals were really good. I really felt like I felt very connected to a lot of the lyrics on this song too. Like, not to be a cheese ball, but like definitely, I definitely could relate this a lot to like my partner, my girlfriend now. She's incredible. So like, I feel like for me, like it's someone I couldn't miss out on. So I feel like to me, like I can correlate with the song a little bit more. So, definitely feel that emotion of that track. And I think they definitely lay it out really well. The chorus in the song is really beautiful. I loved, I didn't notice first go around, but I will say like second go around, like the ensemble vocals were really impressive. Like there was like a really good like ensemble layer of vocals in that chorus, and I was like, damn, that really makes it so much more like full. Like you almost take it for granted almost. But I really loved, like, obviously you get the main centerpiece of whoever's singing the chorus, but I do feel like the ensemble cast of singing vocals beyond that in that chorus just really amplify that voice that much more. So I love hearing that. Another part of the song I really enjoyed was just the tonality. I think this one just kind of creeps like a really fun tone. I love the drumming in this, like very dry, but just kind of really fits the song super well. It's that like really retro feel. Bridge was incredible too, really gorgeous. But yeah, I definitely enjoy this. This is like well within the lane of things that I have enjoyed so far from ZB1, but I feel like this one takes on a new kind of perspective in terms of the track. So and I remember, like, I'm pretty sure I really liked the B-side of this album too, so I wouldn't be surprised that I'll enjoy the ZB1 release when I go through and listen to them. So very nice. Let's keep it moving. I think this one is Kill the Romeo, which I have listened to. I don't know if we checked out this video specifically, but I do remember checking out this song. So very nice. Sarah says this is another album you'd really like. Ooh, okay. Throw it on the proverbial list. All right, let's listen to Kill the Romeo. Yeah, I can't remember if we watched the studio tune or not. I think we did watch the studio tune. Now I think about it.
Let the moonlight give me highlights. Story goes on. 널 처음 본 순간 확실해졌어 난 어떤 비극의 스인 주인공이라도 날 위해 약속할게 모든 걸 바꿔보겠어 tonight.
Ooh, that vocal bend.
Count on me like 1, 2, 3 now. We can be runaways. 둘만의 sleepaway. 너만 있으면 돼. 우리 가서 엔딩은 달라. We can be runaways. 슬픔은 fade away. 새로운 너만의 Romeo. I'm going my way. No cliche. 뻔하지 않을 이 막은 우리 서사가 돼. Oh wait. 장르를 바꿔 이어나가 on page. 이 무대 위에 주인공은 너와 난 The star 멈춰
Great falsettos.
이미 정해진 운명 따윈 우리는 피할 수 없을 거란 말 돌아가기엔 이제는 너무 늦었어 전화를 지기 전에 모든 걸 바꿔보겠어 tonight. Baby let's kill the Romeo 뒤집힌 destiny like dominoes It's not a tragedy Forget the Romeo 내가 걸어갈게 정해 내 손으로 Count on me like 1, 2, 3 now We can be runaways 둘만의 sleepaway 너만 있으면 돼 우리 가서 엔딩은 달라 We can be runaways 슬픔은 fade away 새로운 너만의 Romeo I'm going my way 이젠 여길 떠나 새로 쓸 너와 나 깨진 달빛 넘어 우리뿐인 이 세상 꿈꾸던 순간 너와 내 앞에 Here we go, I'll shout it out I love it, I take control This is our story, just let it go You better get out of my way We can be runaways dancing another way 너만 있으면 돼 Here we go, I'll shout it out We can be runaways dancing another way 새로운 너만의 Romeo I'm going my way Here we go, I'll shout it out I'm going my way
Very nice. All right. This is ZB1 Kill the Romeo. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling if you've been enjoying the ZB1 deep dive. Sarah says, time to embarrass myself. I cried last night when they performed this. That's so. I feel for you. Definitely, that's such a. But you're like you're such a ZB1 stan, so like it makes sense. You know, like there's some artists that I've seen where I've bawled my eyes out for at a show. So I respect that. You know. Sarah says, Given once again looks like 8 feet tall here. I was gonna say agreed. So on just a sharp choreography. And Connie says, oh my god, I remember when this came out, I died because of Blonde Ji-wong. Very nice, very nice. I agree. Whew. I remember listening to this one and enjoying it. I still feel very strongly about that. I still enjoy the song so much. Like the choreography, I agree with Sonja in this MV is so good. But as well as that, I think just like the melody choice in this, I feel like this one, again, I know I've been using like Infectious a ton, but I do feel like their melody choice and like their hooks in songs are so good. Like there's something about like their songwriting team that they've gotten. They just have some songs that have like really good staying power, and I love that. Um, as well as that, I think I love the choreography of this. I think it is just so smooth. I think they move with like an effortlessness that I just really appreciate. I think like oftentimes, I get the privilege of watching like the MVs, and I enjoy watching the MVs certainly. And I don't want to say that I didn't enjoy those either, but I think there's something really special about being able to see like performance videos as well too, because like I get so many comments about people that enjoy like these groups, and they're like, oh, you gotta watch live performance, or you gotta watch the choreo for this video. And like I think there's just so much nuance to a lot of these groups that is just so impressive to see, either like base video form of like what they're capable of doing, but then at the same point, like in terms of that MV, but at the same point, it's like so cool to see like the amount of time and the amount of effort that is put into like great choreography that maybe is sometimes overlooked because of like the MV is like the more popular of the two things. But like it's, to me, like I gotta give a lot of credit to ZB1 and groups that do a lot of like heavy choreography. I think it is so represented well, and I hope that it is. I obviously there's people that love both. I'm a person that loves watching the choreography videos or live performances as much as I love watching the MVs. I think it gives you a different perspective and just obviously appreciation for the groups as a collective. So very nice. But yeah, this is a phenomenal song. If you want my full thoughts, I'm sure it's somewhere online of checking out this one. But yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. Coming back to it for a second time. Very nice. Sarah says, looks like it was choreographed by Bik Ko Young, one of the dance masters from Boys Planet A. Shout outs. And Sarah says, I just don't understand how they dance this and sing it live. It blows me away every time. Yeah, I think it is. I think like, obviously not initially coming from the K-pop background, like I think it's just so impressive to me seeing like, again, the level of talent, the breath control, like the ability to stay focused on that aspect in such a way is just, damn near impressive. And anytime that I have a chance to give it a shout out, obviously I want to do that. But yeah, this is a phenomenal song. Like I said, I enjoy this one. Melodies and hooks for days, certainly. So great song, great beat side. So glad it's getting some love. All right, I believe I am moving on to the next one, which is Love Next Door OST. ZEROBASEONE was featured on the soundtrack show Love Next Door with the OST song Reaching For You, released on September 8th as their first group Korean OST. Very nice. All right. Let's go. Shout outs to ZB1. Let's get into Love Next Door then. In the song. So let's give it a listen.
잊혀있던 오랜 기억 속에 희미하게 남아있어 나와 같은 곳을 바라보았던 널 다시 만난 이 순간 나를 부르는 반가운 목소리 시들었던 맘을 다시 깨운 너 Just say alright 마치 기적 같아서 Need you 아무 말 없이 You 빛나는 별같이 You 함께하게 언제나 그 자리 네 곁에서 찬란한 빛날 내게 달려가는 이 순간 언젠가 다시 만나는 날 내게 꼭 전해주고 싶던 말 눈부신 우리 새로 쓰여진 love story 가슴 깊이 새겨둔 맘들 이란 너에게
Wow, Terray sounded incredible in that section. Love him.
서로를 알아본 그때 그 순간에 얼어붙은 내 맘을 녹여준 너 Just say alright 마치 운명 같았어 Need you 아무 말 없이 You 빛나는 별같이 계절 다시 돌아왔었나 그땐 내게 못했던 사랑한단 그말 네가 서 있는 곳에 있을게 한 걸음 다가갈게 You know 영원한 꿈속에 너와 나 찬란한 day and night 네가 다가오는 이 순간 지난 날들은 뒤로 한 채 너의 빛을 따라 향해 가는 날 우리 우리를 스며든 가슴 깊이 새겨진 맘에 이란 너에게
Very nice. All right. This is ZB1's Reaching for You from the OST Love Next Door. Very nice. Wow. This is great. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I feel like OSTs are like the sleeper hits. You know what I mean? There's some OSTs where I'm like, damn, this fucking rocks, you know? I feel like not a lot of people give the, maybe it's my perspective, but like I feel like OSTs maybe fly under the radar for sure. But Sarah says everyone's waving except for Matthew. That love bug is sending a heart. Oh, we love it. Shout out to Matthew. Or if you're Ricky, he's doing the what I do, the salute, you know. No, Santa says ad songs and OSTs are the hidden gems. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's my perspective. I've only been doing this shit for like 2.5 years on YouTube/Twitch, but like, I genuinely feel like OSTs, like ad songs, like, man, they got some good ones. You know what I mean? I feel like they're the sleeper hits. You know what I mean? So I feel like this one's one of those ones that I would imagine maybe flies under the, well, if you're a ZB1 stan, I feel like nothing would fly under your radar. But I feel like for most people that aren't on the wave, you know, I feel like this one is one of those songs where I'm like, damn, this is fucking good, and that's truly what I have felt throughout this entirety of the song. I was like, man, this has got a good hook. Like, this song's catchy. Just like the harmony choice, the ensemble vocals. There's something about the song that I just really enjoy. You could just tell like they put their like whole, they put their whole effort into it. I was gonna say whole ass into it, but that's. They probably did that too, but I felt like there's something really about the song that just like melody wise is great. I feel like they picked a good song for them to, I feel like, accentuate their vocals really well. I know that they all are very good vocalists, so I feel like there is just kind of this level of like polish to the song that I really like. I enjoyed Hanbin's vocals, which I know most of y'all again don't understand the lore of my Hanbin beef. I don't actually have beef with Hanbin. Just to preface on the ZB1 deep dive, I do not actually have beef with Hanbin. I think he is a nice person from what I've seen him online. I just had some PTSD about the boy because I watched the show, but we love him very much. So to dispel any mystery, we love Hanbin here. So Sarah says he just watched Island 2 and Hanbin was the MC, so he's traumatized tangentially by him. Yeah, that is true. Facts. Yeah, I have some PTSD about the Island 2 show, so I feel like that's where we're at here. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I still love the song, and Hanbin and Ture I feel like were my favorite too. Though I also feel like they have been my favorite in Boys Planet as well. So it is no surprise. But yeah, this was phenomenal song, great falsetto tones too. Again, utilized so well, but great shit. This is a sleeper hit in my opinion. I'll die on that. I'll die on this hill. So very nice. Everyone says okay. Jazz says love me a good OST. Someone just says OSTs are the best. I feel like I know we said it before, but we gotta do an OST stream. We'll have to plan it. We'll have to plan it. I have to make a thing in Discord for the OST Johns, but Sarah says the only song has four. Or yeah. Let me rewind. The song only has 6 million streams, which is really low for ZB1. That's fair. And no Santa. Also, hello. I'm fashionably late. Hey, listen. We know you're cool. It's okay. No Santa. You don't have to tell us. It's all right. All right. Keep it moving. The next one we've got is Stage Fighter OST. ZB1 released the song Checkmate for the OST of the Mnet dance competition show Stage Fighter on November 26th of 2024. And this song interpolates Mozart's Symphony number 40. Very interesting. Okay. We're getting some Mozart. I'd love to see it. Okay. I can get down. Okay. Callus says, "Oh, this one is so good," and Sarah says, "This one is so good." Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to. Also, I copied that over and I didn't need to, but it's all right. Here we are. All right. Let's check out Checkmate.
끝없는 sound 요만 속 쫓고 쩌는 game I chase you down 이 격자 속 끌리만 king yeah that's me right 넌 덫에 빠져 암울한 혼란 속 나는 끌려가 So hit up 지락 같은 밤 내 빛을 따라가 come join the show 무뎌오면 판을 뒤집고 나가 we go up So 끝에 몰래 symphony 사로잡아 너를 더 mess it up I got no time to wait 마지막 소리 걸어 난 I'm feeling you So checkmate 심장에 빛나 원해 So checkmate 운명 같은 this love I'm feeling you So checkmate queen of this game 널 원해 신난 세상 속 I want you 너만을 바라봐 in the morning 너만을 찾아가 in the rain 너에게 기대어 I can fall
Okay. Ricky with the falsetto. Hey.
Come join the show. 위태로 오면 받아들이고 나가 we go up 끝에 모든 심판이 사라져봐 널 I'm gonna mess it up I got no time to wait 마지막 수를 걸어 난 I feel like you So checkmate 심장 깊이 널 원해 I feel like you So checkmate 운명 같은 this love I feel like you So checkmate queen of this game 널 원해 세상 속 I want you 너만을 바라봐 in the morning 너만을 찾아가 in the rain 너에게 기대어 I can fall Time, you bring my mind all the time. You bring my mind all the time. You bring my mind, but I can't look away. Yeah. So checkmate, 심장이 빛나 원해. So checkmate, oh my God, turn this love. So checkmate, queen of this game, 널 원해. I want you.
Very nice. All right. This was ZB1's Checkmate. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. This is fire. Also enjoyed this one a lot. I love a good. I feel like I was in a similar boat with No Santa. I love a classic sample. It's classical sample. You know, there's just something special about it that, you know, you could work with. And I think they did a great job. It still feels very ZB1 adjacent, you know, but also pays homage to, you know, a classical song like Mozart. So um, love that. I think something that I noticed more specifically in this song, and maybe like has slowly kind of grown on me a little bit more and more with ZB1, is that I didn't really notice initially, and now like obviously seeing and visualizing like who's doing like what parts and stuff. I didn't know how much like vocal like discernment each member has. Like there's something really special about like the way that they all deliver their vocals that I don't feel like maybe the characteristics of their vocals really have highlighted it in previous songs, or maybe again, maybe I'm just kind of aloof to it. But there was definitely some parts where I was like, you know, like Zheng Yao, his vocals were really cool, and I loved him in like that pre-chorus. I think it was like the line of, let me see if I can find it here. Let me see, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. I'm feeling you, like that whole section here, like you can tell like they're like, I don't know if it's maybe just because if it's a different register, because it did sound like more in like a maybe like mid to low range tone, but there's something really special about it, and like his voice kind of stood out that much more so comparatively to like Teray, which I love Teray. He's like, again, one of my favorite members in the show, Boys Planet. I feel like obviously tangentially maybe he might also be one of my favorite members in ZB1. But yeah, I was like, damn, I was like, he's got such a cool like mid-range tone. And then like I was able to kind of point him out more so in the song, and like similarly to like Ricky doing like falsetto tones, which, you know, I know he's a very talented vocalist as well, but like he takes on like a different vocal tone when he does like that high stuff, like, you know, high falsetto tones. Same with like Gunwook and like Yujin. Like those were members that like I feel like personally I haven't given enough love to in this deep dive, but it's definitely cool to see like more of a clarity, more of a discernment, I think, vocally between the members. And, you know, like it's cool to see obviously their variation throughout the song, because like I would feel like this song tackles different vocal ranges that I feel like other songs maybe have not. And again, maybe that might be just me listening to this song and visualizing it, but I thought that was really cool. And something else I noticed as well vocally that I really appreciate is like some of the ways that their vocal melodies hit matched up with like a lot of the vocal notes that you would hear in the song. So I feel like they're very precise in the way that they were singing certain parts of the song, because it matched up really well with the kind of tonality of the song itself. So it was really cool to see like that variation in the song. So I really love this one. This one's probably going to be amongst my favorites just because of the little, I feel like this song is very good in and of itself, but I do also think that the song is so phenomenal because of the way that not only I think they stylized the vocals to match up with like the Mozart classic song, but as well as that, I feel like, you know, they were able to show off different aspects of ZB1 in terms of their ranges that I wasn't able to really see as much or hear as much prior in the deep dive. So really cool stuff. 10 out of 10. Great stuff. Kala says this is definitely one of my favorites. Kala says big fan of classical mixed with pop. And yeah, they were very easy for me to vocally tell apart compared to other groups. Sarah says, I think they're all so unique. It's great. The only two that I think have similar voices are Jiwon and Yujin, but still their tones are so different. Hyao's low end and mid range are so good and clear, but he almost never gets to show it off. Yeah, this was really cool to hear that, especially like in this song. I feel like the cut of the like his low to mid range tone was like way more apparent in the song. So I definitely appreciate that, and obviously shout out to Zheng Yao for being able to utilize it in this track. Great job. Very cool. This one was a damn fine track. So let's keep it moving. All right, the next one we've got is Doctor. ZB1 released the pre-release for their 5th Korean mini album, Doctor Doctor, on January 20th of 2025. The members said that this was one of their favorite songs they have ever recorded. As such, they persuaded Wake One to release the song. I'd assume we've got a couple of slides here. Doctor Doctor, the digital art cover was illustrated by famed horror manga artist Junji Ito. Ooh, wow. Okay, I did not know that. That's it. Kind of, if I didn't look on the screen and saw Junji Ito, I would have thought it was Junji Ito. So that absolutely makes sense. So very cool, very cool. I don't know if we move. Okay, we do move on to this one. Okay, very nice. And Blue Paradise, ZEROBASEONE revealed the title and release date for their 5th EP, Blue Paradise, on February 2nd of 2025, with the release set for February 24th of 2025. The title track Blue was released on February 24th of 2025, and the promoted B-side for this album was Devil Game. Very nice, very nice. I assume I can now migrate over back to the playlist. I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure. Okay, cool. Very nice. Thank you, Sarah. Let's go. Check it out. Doctor Doctor.
네, 들어오세요.
Thank you, Sarah.
어디가 불편해서 오셨죠?
Doctor, doctor, help me. 낫게 해줘 너 때문인 lovesick. 너 아니면 소용없어. Don't need. It's the LOV emergency. 확신하고 있어. 병일 거야 분명.
Okay.
다 빠진 heartbeat. 멈추지를 못해. 너를 향한 이 애타는 맘. It's the hot nutmeg. 열이 나 열이 올라 심장에. 몇 번이고 마주치는 눈빛에. 머릿속에 해지는 기분. Yeah. 넌 내 맘 몰라. Yeah. And I give it all. Yeah, I won't give it all. 숨쉬게 하는 건. Oh baby 너뿐인 걸. Doctor, doctor, help me. 낫게 해줘 너 때문인 lovesick. 너 아니면 소용없어. Don't need. It's the LOV emergency. Doctor, doctor, listen. 너만이 날 고쳐놓을 수 있어. 깊어지는 heartache 그래 역시. 이건 LOV eternally. I got a fever, yeah, she calling me a heater. Don't know why I'm about it better. How do I 판단력을 잃어? Yeah, I messed it up. 몹시 I'm stressing up 왠지 좀 이상해 왜 네 앞에서 이러는지. Top of the hill, top of the moon, top of the wall. 이승 따윈 하늘로 boom 차오른 heart. 너 말곤 없어 유일한 answer. And I give it all. Yeah, I will give it all. 예민해지는 건 oh baby oh 너뿐인 건. Doctor, doctor, help me. 낫게 해줘 너 때문에 lovesick. 너 아니면 소용없어. Don't need. It's the LOV emergency. Doctor, doctor, listen. 너만이 날 고쳐놓을 수 있어. 깊어지는 heartache 그래 역시. 이건 LOV eternally. Doctor, doctor, hey, where you at? Left a message, yeah, call me back. Doctor, doctor, 난 심각해. LOV emergency. Doctor, doctor, hey, where you at? Left a message, you call me back. Doctor, doctor, 난 필요해. LOV eternally.
아, 왜 자꾸 그런 식으로 얘기를 해? 아니, 네가 생각하는 그런 거 아니라니까. 아니야. 알았어, 일 끝나고 전화할게. 파이팅입니다. 파이팅.
I like how some of them were like fighting. Very nice. All right, this was ZB1's Doctor. You're hanging out. Thanks for hanging. Sarah says Matthew is so beautiful in this MV. I was gonna say Matt was killing it. We love to see it. This one was fun. I feel like this one will be a grower. I not that I didn't like the song by any means. I love a like chill, vibey song. Though I feel like this one will grow on me a little bit more. Like I think the hooks in the song are like they're cooking in my head. Like I feel like I definitely picked up on some of the good melodies and stuff about this track, and I really enjoyed it. But I feel like this one will grow on me more than the more that I listen to it. I will say, at least in terms of like, I love that the way that they kind of did the LOVE, but then like changed out like the eventually, or like the way that they kind of like lyrically, I felt like it was very interesting to see how they kind of again go about like the structure of the song, and I think it was very like interestingly arranged in a good way. Like I think sometimes it can be a little bit corny in some aspects, but like I love the way that they kind of approached it. You know what I mean? It feels very like the lead in from the LOVE into eventually it just kind of like rolls off the tongue in a really nice way. So I appreciate kind of like the lyrical alliteration to some degree of that. I enjoyed like the rap section of this song. I don't particularly remember if ZB1 is like, again, I don't feel like they really kind of force the like rap sections in these songs, but like it was really nice. It was definitely a change of pace, but was delivered well, and I feel like it fits in the song super well, because I feel like sometimes rap sections can either like do really well and like just amplify the song in a good way, and I feel like this one's definitely in that ballpark more so. And there's sometimes where I'm like, you know, like I don't personally get it, but maybe like somebody else might really love it, and I don't feel like that's the case with this one, so I love that. I loved a lot of the falsetto tones of this song. I think there is just like a very high a high structure in terms of like a lot of the more like glassier tones that they're using. I noticed that they use a lot of great like falsetto tones throughout their discography so far. So it's cool to see them continue to kind of again test those limits. More specifically, I loved Ricky's section. I feel like his falsetto tone is so gorgeous. So it really kind of stood out a little bit more so to me. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really, really good song. I do feel like to me is going to be one of those ones that just kind of grows on me the more and more I listen to it. So very nice. Sarah says, I've recently started expanding my Matthew photo card collection. The Blue Paradise Digipack with this styling are so cute. Hey, let's go. Cal says another one of my top songs, maybe second place. Ooh, wow. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Sarah says when Ricky said young and rich, tall and handsome, he was also talking about his his voice is very rich. I will say he's got quite the range. I know like some of the times that I've pointed it out have been more on his falsetto tone, but he's got a great mid-range tone. So listen, that is not a disrespect. I know that man can sing. So we love to see it. But anyway, we're going to keep it moving. The next one is Blue. Let's check it out.
I wanna run big partner 이 세상으로 touch the cloud 그림이 내려가는 색으로 와줘 예뻐 계절이 지나 모든 게 변해 사라지려 할 때에 I wanna run big 바다 이 세상으로 Just stop now Baby 나는 밤에 새끝도 먼저 Go 예뻐 우리잖아 너에게 닿기를 매일 기도했어 너무 간절했어 그 많은 길 위 날 비춘 불빛 내가 가는 길은 내게로 시간을 되돌린다면 다시 선택한다면 혹시나 우리 엇갈렸다면 알아보지 못했다면 걱정 안해 이 엔딩은 완벽해 Think about it 색이 변하지 않게 Can you remember days 우리의 노래 When the sky's so blue 어떤 순간에도 내게 닿을 수 있는데 I wanna run big 바다 이 세상으로 Just stop now Baby 나는 밤에 새끝도 먼저 예뻐 우리잖아 사진 속 너의 온기 가득한 세상 끝까지 함께일 거야
Oh.
Baby what if there is a way Can you remember days 서로 찾아낸 when the sky's so blue Can you remember days 우리의 노래 when the sky's so blue I wanna run big 바다 이 세상으로 Touch the ground Baby 나는 밤에 새끝도 먼저 예뻐 우리잖아
Interesting. Okay, I did not think it was gonna end there. That is a little bit of a shocker to me. This was ZB1's Blue. If you're hanging out for the ZB1 deep dive, thank you all so much. That was an interesting place to stop. I genuinely thought there was gonna be more song. I'm a little upset. I'm a little distraught. I would have wished for a little bit more. So that is a surprise. But I like this one. This one was very fun. I will say it kind of gives me light shades of their debut song, In Bloom. Kind of like there's definitely some elementation that I'm like that I feel like kind of translates. It almost feels a little bit like Return to Form to some degree. Like it pulls from that kind of like drum and bass background, but like at the same point, I feel like it's very attenuated to like there's really interesting like synth chords and stuff. And I think they pull a lot of like interesting melodies. I thought this was I thought this was fun. I definitely liked the chorus a lot of that song. The ensemble vocals again were really incredible about this track. I feel like as I've pointed it out before, I feel like more and more songs kind of pitch more towards that way, and I'm like, damn, there's actually a lot of ensemble vocals that I feel like I didn't really like register. Now I am, but I really enjoyed this a lot. I also appreciate again a lot of variety vocally in this song. There's like some really great like again, as I mentioned before, the ensemble vocals, but there's a lot of great like layering in the song where you've got like some really great like mid-range tones throughout. Some notable people that I saw like doing some really great mid-range tone. I think Yuvin did a few parts. I know Ricky was doing some mid-range tones. Like really interesting stuff. It was really good. I liked it. It doesn't feel like it's just like it doesn't feel like those types of songs where you inherently have to just continue to like climb higher and higher vocally. I love that there's just some like really great, beautiful mid-range tone. I also love the exchange between, I believe it was Zheng Hiao and Ricky in the bridge. That was really fun. I like that combination. I don't believe that I've seen it yet in terms of ZB1 music so far, but it was a cool exchange, and I definitely appreciate that in the bridge. The one thing that I was kind of a little bit surprised about, like there is some pop off moments, but I thought there would be a bigger pop off moment in the chorus to just kind of signify that that is the final chorus. Because I feel like some of the other songs, I feel like a lot of the other songs that we've listened to kind of signal towards that final chorus, and you're like, okay, the song's over. But I kind of wish it was like a little bit longer. The way that they stopped it at this point in the song, I thought for sure they could have gone through and maybe done like another final chorus. Like, even if it's like a smaller, like, you know, even if the bars of that chorus were smaller, I still feel like they kind of left it slightly unresolved. And I don't know how well it translates into the next song on this album. So, you know, again, maybe that's me jumping the shark a little bit on this one, but I genuinely feel like there was something where I was like, damn, they could have gave me a little bit more to give me the resolve, but maybe the resolve is in the next song, or maybe the resolve isn't even there at all, and I'm just pissed off that there could have been more to the song to give it the resolve that it should have. So, yeah, I like I said, I enjoy this vocally. I think again, ZB1 is innately talented. And I think with each title track, I've enjoyed them a bunch. But I genuinely was like, damn, I was a little saddened by that. There could have been more. So, Sarah says this is maybe my favorite ZB1 title track. Sarah also said Jiwon looks so good in this video. Sandra says this was great. Good MV2, very nice. And Sarah says, I'm sad it isn't longer. It does feel like thematic in that it takes from is taken from you too soon, like the sad nostalgia the song expresses. Okay, okay. I'm glad we're on the same vibe. And Sarah says the vocal chemistry is so good for a group that was formed through chance. I was gonna say, yeah, like I did, like, that is something that's loomed over me throughout these deep dives, and even the groups that we've covered, like, in the past, like, you know, for you to kind of have that level of chemistry is insane. Like, I just finished watching on Netflix, and this is not a plug to go watch the show by any means. You can watch it if you'd like, but I just finished watching I think it's called Forming the Band on Netflix. And I thought it was good. Like, I think that's kind of the same thought process that I was already thinking about that already, but like, it's just so interesting to see like how people by pure chance and odds, like, have, you know, like, especially if they continue on as a group, form that level of like bond and chemistry is like insanely wild. And I think that again still goes to prove my sentiment that I've said so often, is that like music has a very universal language to it. And I think even if like you have people that come from, you know, different paths to get to the same place, like, you know, you could just tell that their love of music kind of, you know, through and through connects them together. And so I love that. So I feel like that is strong and still very representative of a lot of, you know, K-pop groups. So it's good to see the energy still there. And Sarah says ZB1 had crazy good chemistry. It really does feel like fate. I would agree for sure. So very nice. We're going to keep it moving. I believe this one is the last of the three on terms of the videos we're watching, which is Devil Game. So check it out. I do remember watching this. Was this a Junie song? Like Junie wrote this one for ZB1? Yep. I remember loving this one still.
Here I come.
It's such a devil. 삼시간 속삭임 왠지 거부할 수 없어 너 I want 그 함정 속에 빠져들어가 미로에가 친 듯한 땀을 쥐는 긴장 속에 chase again 서로를 뒤쫓아 Would you play with me? 난 나를 홀려
Thank you for joining, Sondra.
What is meant to be 내 안에는 더 Just like the movie Devil Game drama 심장을 사진 강렬한 desire 너는 my best for me 나를 들어가고 있지만 넌 답을 아는 표정 마치 such a devil. It's such a devil. 시작된 내 dance league. It's saying 이건 점점 난 네가 원하는 건 확실해 my sacrifice. Yeah. Give me that, give me that, give me that 달콤한 노란 soul. 속삭여 속삭여 넌 너는 devil's way. You play with me 흔적을 찾아. We were meant to be 끝내긴 싫어. Just like the movie devil came from earth. 심장이 쓰러진 강렬한 desire. 너는 my best friend. 날 잃어가고 있지만 Baby 너 조금만 wake me up 나를 바꿔. 너 hate me, don't chase me. 넌 답을 아는 표정으로 물어. Devil, it's such a devil. Hate me, don't chase me. 바꿔진 너의 표정 마치 evil. Devil, it's such a devil. Woo! Yeah. I'ma be a devil. Ooh, 더 따라오는 never-ending climax. But I'm becoming like you. 결말 없이 계속되길 원해. One more. Just like the movie, devil came from earth.
So good.
넌 답을 아는 표정 마치 such a devil. He's such a devil.
Oh, that song hits. I love this song. My God. Very nice. All right, this is ZB1's Devil Game. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. I have listened to this one already. I will say this has the Junie blueprint all over it. I love Junie. For those who are uninitiated to the show, he's so slept on. So go check out Junie if you have not. But I feel like this is this like screams Junie's writing. Like he's very like, I don't know if he's like very art. I would imagine he has to be influenced by like R&B artists, but like it's got such a good like funky R&B feel to it, and so I already initially gravitate towards that already. But man, this one is like a vocal showstopper as well too. Like ZB1 was cooking with this song. Like there's some really great moments like that vocal run from I think it was Zhang Hao like towards the end in the song was awesome. Like there's some really like great over the top vocals as well. I know I keep giving a lot of love to Ricky, but like his tone was incredible throughout the song. He was doing some like really good like mid-range tone, and then again the falsettos was absolutely incredible. I also really liked Hanbin in this song as well too. Like he's like, not that I didn't like him before, but like he's got such a good like commanding vocal tone in this song as well too. So definitely love that. Ture I didn't get to see as much of, which I love Ture too, so I was surprised that, I mean, he got some parts in the song, but I thought, man, he was gonna like lay it out a little bit more vocally. So I was a little surprised. Maybe there are some parts, I'll have to probably again check out some of the vocal lyrical breakdowns of like who had different vocal parts in the song. But man, this was like just an onslaught of like really, really phenomenal vocals from ZB1. I think, at least from my perspective, I think this one has to be one of the more vocally demanding songs from ZB1 in my opinion. It just seems like it. There's a lot of great runs, there's a lot of good ensemble vocals, so I feel like on top of like having to do like some really fun great choreography, like I also feel like this is also a very vocally demanding song as well too. So kudos. This was probably still one of my favorites by a long shot. I remember listening to this, probably about, I guess, a couple months ago, and I still think this one's just like so fucking good. So this is awesome. Let's see. Callous is great song. Love Junie. Let's see. Sarah also says, this Zhang Hao outfit, I will explode. I was gonna say that the outfit goes hard. The like fucking like see-through shirt and the like the fur jacket is a flex. I will say. Very nice, very nice. Sarah says, this choreo was made by Badali, who is good friends with Hanbin. Very nice. Shout outs to Badali. The choreo was on fire. Good shit. So very nice, very nice. I think we've got another one. Head Over Heels OST on June 25th of 2025. ZB1 released an OST for the drama Head Over Heels titled D-Day. This marked ZB1's first OT9 OST in 8 months, with 3 solos or unit OSTs being released in the interim. Very nice. All right. I guess we'll get into the next one, which is D-Day. So let's give it a listen. Sarah says like you just like listened to this one within the past couple. Okay, I thought it was like a month ago. My my time frame is real off. I think the Boys Planet brain rot has sunken in. So Gunky says, this is actually my favorite song by them, but I love me OST songs. That's true. You do love the OSTs. So let's check it out.
매번 티격대던 지난 날의 너와 난 다 그대로인 걸 달라진 건 모습뿐이야 변함없이 넌 바보 같아 어린아이 같은 장난 그렇게 믿다가도 보고 싶던 너 어디여 나의 꿈속에서조차 모른 척해도 틈만 나면 다시 네가 생각나 널 향한 나의 D-Day Can you be my lover 온 세상이 너로 보여
Oh, Sarah's referring to this one. Yeah, I did listen to this one. 모른 척해도 틈만 나면 다시 네가 생각나 널 향한 나의 D-Day Can you be my lover 온 세상이 너로 보였나 어떡해 Tell me you're mine 널 향한 나의 D-Day 물러설 수 없어 난 지금 이 심장이 내게 뛰고 있어 발걸음 너에게 멈추는 그 순간 끝내 이 기다림 꼭 담아왔던 감정 말할게 널 위한 남자가 바로 나란 걸 Will you be mine 나 간지럽고 어색해도 날 잘 알잖아 널 향한 나의 D-Day Can you be my lover 온 세상이 너로 보였나 어떡해 Tell me you're mine 널 향한 나의 D-Day 물러설 수 없어 난 지금 이 심장이 내게 뛰고 있어 All right, very cool. This was ZB1's D-Day. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. This was a part of the Head Over Heels OST. Very cool. I did listen to this one. I didn't realize that's what Sarah was referring to. That makes sense. I enjoyed this one. I think coming back and listening to this one again was incredible. I did not know, like, again, I know I have said this before, but like I never realized how much game like K-pop artists have in like OSTs. Like there's so many good OSTs. And I feel like this is another one, again, very similarly to the first OST that we listened to from ZB1, where I'm like, damn, this is another fucking good OST song. Like I really enjoyed it. I love like kind of the more like rock tone, like more like pop rock tone of this track. I feel like it suits them very well. You know, I will say I think I obviously had commentary about the song previously a couple weeks ago, but like there was something I probably didn't notice about this one, which was just like the like rock tonality. I really like that. And I think it again just vocally suits them so well. Great hooks in this song. I think the chorus is phenomenal in this track as well too. But yeah, if you want to know my full thoughts on the track, go check out a previous catch-up stream, excuse me. I know we did check that out on there. So, but yeah, this is an incredible song. Definitely one of my favorite OSTs from them for sure. I know we have quite a few more OSTs to get through from what I saw in chat earlier. So, very nice, very nice. Goki says, it's too bad the show's over. It was a really good show. Ooh, okay. Fair enough. Everyone go check it out. All right. We're going to keep it moving. We've got the next one. It looks like Slam Dunk is the pre-release single from ZB1's first full-length album, Never Say Never, released on July 23rd of 2025. This song was first teased when ZB1 performed it at the 2025's Men's National Teams Evaluation match on July 11th of 2025. Wow. Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, let's get into the next one, which is Slam Dunk, I believe. So give it a listen. Sarah says, fake Hoopers, have you seen Hanbin and Gyuvin try to play basketball? Bad. Right. Let's check it out. Team Ordinary. Oh my god.
Keep your head in the game. Slam dunk, 보여줘 how we play. Whoop, backboards 부서져. I'm gonna shoot. Heads up, 우리 봐 how we break the rules. Break the rules. Slam dunk. Big scream, 꽉 위로 휩쓸어. 신발끈 꽉 조이고 step it on. Tell me how you feeling. 휘슬 울리기 전 we the world it out. 눈치보다 lose up, triple down, back up. Pick and roll 어디로 빠르게 달려줘, throw it down. Keep your head in the game. 3, 2, 1.
Are they trying to reference High School Musical?
Dribbling down. Yeah. 발목이 꺾일 때 walking Too fast 날 잡을 순 없지 따라와도 빨리 따라나지 멀리 101, 501 on the scene 빈틈없겠지만 내 앞에 show me what you got 어디로 빠르게 달려 throw it down Keep your head in the game 3, 2, 1 집중해 수많은 사람들 그 속에 넌 오직 날 찾아 baby it's true 무거워진 kicks 걱정 안해 한계 넘어져 아마 다 놀랐겠지 움직임은 so easy 저 높이 I'm walking in the air Slam dunk cut pass dribble fast no look 왼손 lay up no rules no need take flight coming through dribbling down Slam dunk 보여줘 how we play whoop backboards 부서져 I'm gonna shoot heads up 우리 봐 how we break the rules Slam dunk I will never ever miss a shot 승리 없이 아무것도 없어 비서 짧아 세레머니 내려갈 생각 없어 listen up keep in mind you're waiting in the game Slam dunk come fast triple fast no look west on let it up no room no beat take flight coming through dribbling down Slam dunk 보여줘 how we play backboard 부서져 I'm gonna shoot hands up put it back how we break the rules Slam dunk
All right, this was ZB1's Slam Dunk. If you're hanging out for the ZB1 deep dive, thanks for hanging. Well, okay, first I gotta get my jokes out of the way. I feel like this one is like, I feel like this is like an alternate universe, like High School Musical. This is like High School Musical if it took place in Korea. The Korean. This is like if you went to like. This is like if you went to. This is like if someone said, "Oh, we have High School Musical at home," and you show them this instead. You know. All right, cool. I'm done with my jokes here for tonight. Thank you. Thanks for humoring me on that one. Song itself, I will say for me personally, this one was solid. I don't feel like to me this was one of those ones that I'm like, damn, this is you know, to me I feel like this wasn't one of those ones where I was like, damn, this one's like a fucking ZB1 classic. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy it. It's definitely a different change of pace, like stylistically for them. But I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. You know, like it was one of those songs that I was just like, okay, cool. Like appreciate all of the like references to obviously basketball, them playing basketball in the MV, I think was cool. Obviously like the sneakers like skipping and sliding across like the basketball floor, like the you know, obviously them bouncing the basketballs, like all the different sounds you would hear from a typical like basketball game or like people playing basketball. Like I love the incorporation of that in the song. I think that is very interesting and keeps it obviously grounded to the song title name being Slam Dunk. But yeah, overall I didn't think this was one of those songs that I was just like, if I'm thinking ZB1, I'm thinking this song. You know what I mean? Like I don't know again how it was received. I feel like obviously those diehard people that love ZB1, I feel like are probably gonna enjoy this song, and that's great. You know, all the respect, all the love to you, but I just feel like for me personally, it wasn't really sticking with me. But you know, I appreciate the kind of like the nuances of the song in and of itself. I feel like obviously to pay homage to like playing basketball and being on the court and stuff. So not bad, but not my favorite certainly. So and I also the High School Musical reference. I know it's probably not the case, but it is funny to like get your head in the game, just instantly unlock something in my brain. Sarah says, I don't think they are, but it sure feels the same. Cal says, I hope so. Kaylee says, if someone asks me what High School Musical is, I am totally showing them this instead. Oh my God. LOL. Love to see it. And Sarah says High School Musical, but if Chad and Ryan were the main couple. And yeah, if they gave us the correct version. Uni says, yeah, I kind of really want K-pop High School Musical remake now. There we go. Love to see it. And Cal says, I think it's great they got to try out this style of music before they leave. Yeah, I thought it was different, change of pace. Like I said, didn't personally jive with me, but hey, if you love this song and you vibe with this one, absolutely get it. You know what I mean? All the more reason to go check it out. But yeah, I think for me personally, what wasn't really sticking, but it's okay. That's all right. All right. I guess we are moving on to the next. Oh, this would be the ending point, I guess, because this is the most up to date stuff. Because then we'll get into Japanese stuff. I would be correct. Oh, now into the Japanese stuff. Okay, cool. Are we doing that for part 2? Sarah, what are we doing? Where are we feeling? I mean, I can do a couple of Japanese stuff unless you wanted to localize it. Oh, no, this is still tonight. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. All right, cool. We are keeping it moving then, per Sarah. We have Yura Yura next. Zero Base One's debut single was released March 20th of 2024 with the title track of the same name, as well as the Japanese release in Bloom and Crush. Though ZB1 did not have any Japanese members, Jiwon is fluent in Japanese due to the heavily heavily promoting in Japan with his previous group. Ooh, very nice. Sarah says, no, this is still tonight. We're going to cover all the group stuff tonight and then solo extras Wednesday. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Very nice. Let's get into the first one. Let's get into Yura Yura. Yeah, that's true. My speed run was real off. I lost a ton of time in my speed run. Definitely not hitting PB tonight. I love this. This is good. Wow. Oh, there we go. Very nice. I wanted to cover any of them. Very nice. All right. This was ZB1's Yura Yura from their Japanese material. Very nice. I love this. This was so good. I feel like this inherently keeps a lot of the characteristics of what ZB1 is in their Korean material, which I think is weird, and I weird in a good way, because I feel like a lot of the times when I've covered like Japanese material, I do feel like there is kind of like a split where like groups kind of do something a little bit different to kind of tap into Japanese market. And I feel like ZB1 with this song, at least, again, we have a couple more from their Japanese material, but this feels very, I feel like if they release this song in Korean, like I think this would still be like, I don't feel like they would have to change the song really at all. You know, it just have to be, you know, probably translated from Japanese to Korean. But I love this. This was great. Definitely kind of continues a lot of the great, like, you know, like vocabulary of what they've already done already. I love the bright concept. You know, I just think to me it does they do well, I would imagine, in the Korean stuff, but I feel like the Japanese stuff is equally as good too. And like, I would think, at least from my perspective, this might be one of the groups where I'm like, damn, like the discernment between like Japanese material and Korean material might the gap might be a little bit grayer, which I like. I will say the chorus in this song is so damn catchy. I love the chorus in this track. I think it immediately struck me in first listen through, and I think by the third chorus, I was like, damn, I'm going to be singing this shit in my head and enjoying it. So I love that aspect of it. Keeps it fun, very light again. Super fun stuff going on here. Bridge, I also really enjoyed in this song as well, too. I think the bridge was really gorgeous. I think they have done a really great job with the bridges. And I think very, very similarly to this song, really love the bridge of this track as well, too. But yeah, I think this is the front runner right now. Again, we've got a couple more Japanese material from them, but I feel like this one is definitely going to be a hard one to beat for sure. So, phenomenal song. Kala says their Japanese songs are so them and so great. Ooh, very nice. And Sarah says it also could be the thing where ZB1 tends to do /suit bright concept, and that tends to do well in the Japanese market. That is also fair as well. Kaylee says, "Oh my God, Ricky scared me a split second. He looked like Shion from Want Us with his hair tied back like that." Yeah, Sarah says, "Two bad bitches." Hey, let's go. Yeah, and their concept was really cool. This was a good one. So, very nice. 2 thumbs up. Loved it. We're gonna keep it moving. The next one we have is Only One Story. Only One Story is the 4th opening theme for the anime Pokemon Horizons. Hey, listen, I did not know they did. I may have already listened to this one. I did not know they did a Pokemon song. That's awesome. Released on November 11th, CB1 released a performance music video for the shortened version of the song that acted as the anime opening on December 5th of 2024. This also acted as one of their title tracks on the group's first Japanese mini album, Present. Very nice, very nice. And the next slide as well. Okay, very cool. Present, ZB1's first Japanese mini album, was first teased on in December of 2024 with the dual tracks Only One Story and Now or Never, with the latter being pre-released on January 14th of 2025, and the rest of the EP was released on January 29th of, I would assume it's also 2025. So, very nice. Let's I'd imagine we're getting into Only One Story first. So, let's check that out. Okay, I may have heard this one. All right, very cool. This was ZB1's only one story. Very nice. Um, I inadvertently listened to this song already. For those who, again, live under a rock, I am a huge Pokemon fan. I'm probably gonna get comments being like, "Oh my god, you're a huge Pokemon fan. I had no idea." But I thought this was I have listened to this song already, so that was cool. I had no idea that they did a opening for Pokemon, so that's awesome. This song's great. I really, again, genuinely love their vocals. Like I I think over the course of doing ZB1, obviously we're getting into like solo stuff Wednesday, and like covers and things, but their vocals just mesh so well together. And I know Sarah made a comment about like how magical it is, but genuinely, like I feel like every time that we listen to some of their songs, I'm just like, it's so interesting that this was kind of formed on a like, you know, like a competition show, and that they all really kind of fit so well together. You know what I mean? Like the final product of that is just like is just really, really insane to me. And I think that this song, not only I think vocally everyone does a great job of shining in the song, but I also feel like the ensemble vocals in the song really reign supreme as well too. Like I feel like some of their songs prior to this have been really good, but just to see them perform live and have like really good like arrangement vocally, and seeing them all obviously being able to kind of support whoever's doing kind of the main vocal parts in this song, I think really is shown greatly in a track like this. So I really, really love that. But as well as that, I think, you know, it's just got a good hook to it. It's very catchy, very light. I think it is, again, very representative of what I feel like they've done. Not only I feel like in their Japanese material, but in some cases as well, in their Korean material as well. So great track. This was awesome. I still feel like maybe Yura Yura might be the one to beat still. Just felt like that song was pretty damn flawless in my opinion. So great song. Sarah says they pre-released both title tracks of this album. It was strange. Wow, that is very interesting. And Sarah also says, "Oh, hey, yeah, welcome to ZB1's live." That is true. I don't think I've seen a ZB1 live video, so this was a cool introduction. And then Sarah says Matthew loves Pokemon. He collects Pokemon cards. His cat is named Lugia. Hey, let's go, the goat. And this must have been really special for him. Yeah, hey, I mean, that I feel like I would feel very stoked if that was like, I mean, again, if I was in that boat, I feel like I would be fucking stoked. So, very cool. Awesome. Glad that they had the opportunity to do this. That's incredible. So, big ups to them. Very nice. And then the final one we're doing for tonight is Now or Never. So let's give it a listen.
run, run, run. しい君の笑顔守ってやるかここ Nothing can tear me down tear me down I know down down 遠へと寂しい時はいつだって思い出す君のことゼロからもう一度君だけを向いて届くように離れても繋いだ手そうして Run 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 My heart 目を閉じても君が聞こえていたよ My world すぐに伝えたいよ触れるこの模様 Now or never ここにしか咲かない今を心に残し続けるよたった今そばにいてくれただけでそれで迷うことはないいつまでも信じて Didn't know Didn't know that maybe what I know 僕らの意味を見えなくても会えない時も感じられるように Get into my words もう永遠の果てでも強く抱きしめ My words いつでも君の方へ君が欲しい走って Now or never ここにしか咲かない今を心に残し続けるよたった今 Now or never Now or never Now or never Now or never
Wow. All right. That was ZB1, Now or Never. If you're joined us for part 1, thank you so much. Join us for part 2. Wednesday, if you're watching live now here on Twitch. If not, it will be out by the time you watch this. Wow, this is giving, I'm not gonna lie, this is giving a fight for its money for Yura Yura, because I was like, damn, this one's gonna be hard to beat. But Now or Never is a very, it's a close one. It's a close one. But I don't know. I have to listen to them back to back and really come up with my final deliberation on it. But damn, this one's catchy too. Like, I love the chorus of this one. It's just so much fun. It's very like chantable, and like the way that they kind of again did like those like group vocals, like gang vocals in the song, that was really fun. It just makes you feel a part of the track a little bit more. So I love that. The chorus has a great hook to it as well. I love the kind of, again, very similarly to maybe like their OST songs, like the way they incorporate the guitar in this is so much fun. It gives it kind of that like rock feel to it as well. Not dissimilar to, you know, the OST tracks. But I really loved it. Verses were incredible too. Definitely enjoyed like the reprieve that you get in the verses, and kind of like that pre-chorus build is just so nice. And then when you again finally are able to have like more of that payoff in that chorus, I think is great. And like the way that they kind of switch the melodies off in like more of a, I want to say a round robin sort of way, but just like the way that they approach it vocally was just so much fun, and you know, deliver with such dynamic. So I really appreciate that a ton. But yeah, I thought this was incredible. I think right now, if I was to kind of again gun pointing to my head, I probably would put Yura Yura and Now or Never like at tie right now, because like genuinely I enjoyed this song so much, but I also really enjoyed Yura Yura. And that's tough. I feel like all the Japanese stuff was incredible. So I like, it's hard to say, but great stuff. Both like the entire Japanese title track so far have been so good. So I'm glad they crushed. We love to see it. Kala says the vocal flips are addicting. I agree. Biscuit says I always think this was my favorite tonight as well. Ooh, wow. Okay. Shout out to Biscuit. Sarah says the timeline of these releases was crazy. Present and Blue Paradise came out less than a month apart. Oh, wow. Okay. Crazy. Menu Man Sagar, thanks for coming through. Yeah, we're gonna be closing up shop in mere moments, but yeah, we're not taking any suggestions unfortunately tonight. So hopefully we'll be doing some chaos stuff in the foreseeable future. So thanks for pulling up. But yeah, this was great. Favorites from ZB1. This one's tough. I think again we've gotten through like the legacy of what they've done so far. I think in terms of the Japanese stuff, I answered the question. I think Yura Yura and Now or Never were probably tied for favorites. In terms of their actual songs, Korean title songs, I probably would say no particular order. We'll do Devil Game. I'll do Checkmate. Kill the Romeo and Good So Bad. Feel the Pop was also really good too. Shit. I'll do Feel the Pop. Let's see what else. Feel and In Bloom. I think those to me are my favorites. I'll give an honorable mention to. I feel like I give an honorable mention to Doctor Doctor. I really did like that song. And I feel like to me, like that's got to be like one of those ones that's just like just a little outside the ballpark, you know. I will give a lot of credit to their OSTs. Their OSTs are incredible too. So big salutes. But yeah, wow. Sarah says for me, Yura Back to Zero Base, which we barely even heard, and Blue. That's fair. Those are good. I would love to listen to Back to Zero Base. That seemed really sick. Calla says Now or Never, Doctor Doctor, then everything else because I can't rate them. That's fair. Biscuit says Now or Never, actually the Pokemon one, and then Blue. I think, but I think very nice. Like I said, it's tough. This was tough. Definitely like. I did not really have any preconceived ideas about ZB1. Like we had listened to some B-sides and stuff, but like genuinely walked away from this thinking like, damn, like this might be one of those guys groups that's going to maintain in the rotation for what I listen to. So, I think the only one I really wasn't like sold on initially, I think would probably be Slam Dunk, but that makes sense. Uni says Yura Yura and Crush stood out to me, but everything was pretty good. Ooh, there you go. Fair enough. Crush was also very interesting. I'll give Crush an honorable mention as well. I think production wise, it was definitely like one of the most unique in their discography, I would say. Absolutely. I like definitely one of those ones I need to probably go back and give a listen to, but I genuinely loved all of them. Like I there weren't really ones that I wasn't really like totally sold on. You know, I feel like a majority of the ones I was like, damn, this one's good, this one's good, this one's good. Without being like, I feel like sometimes I don't want to be like, oh yeah, this one was great, this one's great, this one's great, you know. But if it is true, I'll say it, you know. So, very cool. Well, thank you all for joining. Sarah says, "Oh, shout out to Sweat. Love me, boys in the rain." That's fair. Sarah, thank you so much for putting this together. Much love to you. Thanks for getting 100,000 channel points, and obviously we will be continuing to the second part on Wednesday. So if you're coming back, come back Wednesday. We are doing the damn thing Wednesday for more ZB1 solo material, covers, fun stuff. Maybe we'll check out. I know that Hyunbin was at KCON this weekend, so maybe we'll do that Yuki thing. I don't know if Sarah's included that, but it would be cool to see. So, big salutes to Sarah. Also, happy birthday to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for pulling up, doing the damn thing. If you're new here, thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging. Would love to see you there. If you're new, come join the Discord. Would love to see you in the chat as well. That's where again, I post most of the stuff that I do and what we're covering and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to be in the know, come join in Discord. And if you can, come join live. I know a lot of people, time zone wise, doesn't line up, but if you can come through, would love to see you there. Sarah says, "Oh, do you want the KCON special stages? I'll put them in if we have time." Well, I don't know how much ground we're going to be covering on Wednesday. It seems like we've got a good chunk, but if we can get through it, that'd be sick. So, Sarah said I can make time. If you want to include them, I'm down for it. I have no problem. But if you already have a predetermined list, then it is what it is. Thank you for dealing with the headache. Again, I legitimately thought I was streaming for about 20 minutes and was in fact not doing that. So if you come for the antics, you know it's real. So thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging. And yeah, that's the vibe.